All right, let's party now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh no, I showed him off too early. Ignore that pile. Ignore that pile over there. How's it going, everybody? Let me go in medium zoom. There we go. How's it going, everybody? How you doing? 14 on the YouTube side, and on the Twitch side. How you doing, Zetai? Congratulations on your first. I can enunciate my words. How you doing, Moss? How you doing, Nobody? How you doing, Dark Muffin? How you doing, Minidal? How you doing, Shopkeeper B? How you doing, Rip Van Ryan? Howdy, howdy, howdy. How you doing, Steve? How you doing, Jay? Supremely nice. How you doing, Alrune? Yeah, it's Star Wars time. All right, I'll show you my secret pile, my secret pile of shame. Actually, no shame. I was going to get it. So today, I'm primarily trying to get this thing done, and its little walker and its little dude. But what I want to do as well, fuck. Helper fingers. These are my fingers. Yippee. But also, I do got Ewoks. I've never been shy about owning Ewoks and wanting to do Ewoks for Legion. And recently, I stripped the paint from them. Like, oh, actually, not even recently. I don't know. They were left in a weird spot where they were just not getting done. So, like, I put them in my batch when I was doing, like, I've been doing a bunch of mini stripping lately. Put a jar of spices and put them in the hole in the freezer. That was to be frozen in time. I think it's just because, like, this is something that's just kind of very general too for, like, I love, like going back to Vampire D, I think it's like sci-fi is fun because you can take something that is, like, objectively stupid. Like nobody should be actually using, like, a chicken walker like that in real life, but it's fun. It's a neat thing to look at. So I'm glad that sci-fi people are like, you know what? We're putting it in there. We're making it real. How you doing, Sola? How you doing? 40. Oh fuck! I don't have the undulating Ewok anymore. I do have. Hold on. I do have a Ewok. Also looking through my stuff. I did a little goof recently, and I re-downloaded that special browser for there we go, for Homestuck. So I had that on my shit. Oh yeah, I forgot APNGs don't work. You have to make an APNG for animated stickers. I got these guys though. I got these guys. This is close enough. Let me remove some shit. Let me remove this excellent dwarf. Let's keep the plushie. Let's move you up here. We can get rid of the bobbit. Sir, what was that? Hold on. Oh, we don't need Frey bentos. We don't need a bobbit circle. We can leave the Ewoks though. The Ewoks are fine. But what did I do with the brush? Actually, I paint on it. There we go. But yeah, I wanted to just get a couple of these guys done at the same time. Also, how you doing, Angie? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, the mysterious message from Burrito. Yeah, I caught my elven eyes caught that, and I was like, all right. Ewoks. Oh, fuck. So I will fully admit that I have not watched any Disney era Star Wars. Technically, now that I've been switched to Comcast because of my current living place, I do now have access to Disney Plus for free, so I could. And I kind of want to watch like the Mandalorian season 1 and what's it called? Andor. You know, the ones everybody's like, you got to watch these too. I mean, Keanu Reeves is in an interesting spot when it comes to acting, though, that, like, he's kind of like how you see, like, Jack Black and everything, and it's just Jack Black. And I don't even know if that's a sign of quality anymore. Like, could Keanu Reeves do a good Revan? Maybe. I also don't know. I don't know if I trust Disney to... I don't even think, like, fucking Obsidian can do a good Revan anymore. I'm okay with letting Revan rest. I'm okay with, like, peak Revan existing, in the context of the first 2 KOTOR games. The MMO has like extra Revan lore that's kind of stupid, from what I remember. So yeah, we don't need it. We don't need to. I'm okay with leaving him buried. I think that's fine. Yeah, at this point, like, I have to wonder if Jack Black realizes, or probably doesn't. He probably doesn't care anymore. Like, I think Jack Black gathered a lot of goodwill, in the public, and is just like slowly cashing it out. And if you're like, oh, well, Jack Black's in this. Oh, like now it's a fear response, but people are like, no, but Jack Black's cool. We like Jack Black, kinda. vehicles are cool. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I've not really fucked with Disney canon a lot, though. It's just funny because Legion is very Disney canon. So probably, maybe it wouldn't be bad to get a little bit more lore for my little plastic soldiers, I guess. I was starting to paint one, like right in the back. There we go. You. So yeah, don't worry. I'm going back to the big walker, but I'm also painting the I'm doing like a base coat on these guys. This is like just be like pretty mindless. I'm gonna take a bit to dry, so might as well. How you doing, Matthew? How you doing? What like a Trench Crusade Greed? Did you have like another big unit die? I hope not. That shit's always fucking brutal. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I guess like in the same, but like, it's weird because like technically that like mercenary attitude is a thing that I enjoy from Nicolas Cage. Maybe it's just because Nick Cage doesn't really get like crazy big Hollywood roles. I mean, I know he's Spider Noir, and like that's technically like a bigger role these days than it probably would have been a couple of years ago. But I still think about Nick Cage for stuff like all those like shitty movies over the 2000s, but also stuff like Mandy. Like it's like there's like or even like stuff like Vampire's Kiss. Then I'm like, yeah, there we go. Like maybe the big thing with Nicolas Cage is that he has not spent his good boy points. He has not been an egregious enough schlock that I could be like, oh, I don't like you anymore. Or like, I don't want to watch anything with you in it anymore. I feel like Jack Black kind of did like, I know he's like in a bad season of The Mandalorian. I know he's fucking Claptrap in the Borderlands movie. And I also know that like he's he's Minecraft Steve. So it's like, I feel like you could do like a couple of those, but like he's done all of them. Also, if you're wondering why I'm painting all the Ewoks the same color, it's because I'm probably going to have a lot of Ewoks. And I think I'm just going to do fur-based, like, squads. So, like, this squad of slingers will be this, like, kind of darker shade of brown, which I'm going to dry brush, like, a lighter tan brown on top. Because they got very good fur textures. It'd be a waste to not dry brush this. Is it really? I don't know. For me, I don't think I can ever watch the Minecraft movie just because everything about it from, like, a cultural standpoint I find repulsive. So like maybe he's good in it. I don't know. I've heard the Lava Chicken song, and it is certainly a song. But like, I don't know. I don't skip. Ooh, brisket sounds great. Oh, brisket sounds fucking great. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. How you doing? Yeah, like sometimes you just see an actor and be like, oh, that's cool, that's neat, and then you're like, oh no, I dread them now. Great Assassin's Strip. Oh, oof. Oh, that's a bummer. See, I had the weirdest luck. Like, my friends got angry because I would keep ganking their sniper priests with, like, a fireball or whatever. Like one of my sorcerer's fireballs would just go just one tap them, and they'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing this to me? I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta. I know how sniper priests are scary. I gotta do that. Now he just goes, I guess that's true, yeah. I guess technically, like, Nick Cage did his schlock due, so now he's kind of like, maybe he's just like immune for a while. Yeah, that's true. Also, like, Nick Cage does seem to put his whole ass in this, because he was also in that, like, I have not seen it, but I know there's a movie where his pig gets stolen and he goes like really kind of murderous with it. And I'm like, I can appreciate something like that. I guess Jack Black is like never like, I don't know if I would want to see Jack Black in a serious role, but like, I think it'd be interesting in the same way that like I'm not like a big movie guy, so all my examples are gonna be really weird. Like, it's just called Pig. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I have not watched this, but I have been told by people I trust that Uncut Gems is like a legitimately good movie, and like it's from it's Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler. Like the guy who's famous for just making movies to basically go on vacation with his friends, which I think that is noble. I think that is a noble thing, because like I know deep in my heart that if I was given the option to make like tens of millions of dollars going on vacation with my friends, you bet your ass I would do that. I would bring the most trash art to existence just to go on vacations with my friends. I think that makes sense. I'm not super surprised by that at all. I've also not seen Willy's Wonderland either. I'd believe that. Let's see. Bee thing too, yeah. I need to see Color Out of Space as well. I did really like him in Mandy. Vampire's Kiss is a very just interesting movie. I don't know if I could quite say Vampire's Kiss is good. It's wild for sure. So yeah, I don't know if maybe at some point to like truly redeem himself, if like Jack Black just needs to like take a risk and do like a serious role. I don't know if he can. Like I don't know if he's ever gonna want to. Nick Cage. True. I mean, he also does get crazy really well. I don't know. But yeah, I have not quite got to the point where like I see Nick Cage in a thing and I think fear. Even though he's been in some stinkers. But meanwhile, if I see Jack Black in anything new, I'm like, oh, this is gonna like this, like he's like a harbinger of the apocalypse. Oh yeah, I guess Kong. I have not seen Kong. I forgot he was in that as like a kind of a not comic relief. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I also don't know if Kong was like the best. Like be like, no, I tried hard in Kong. I tried hard in Kong, you know. Let's see, I can't do it. Oh, really? Okay, maybe to be fair, it's distinctly possible because like I said, I'm not like a big movie guy. That I have just missed all of Jack Black's serious roles. And I know he's in like some neat stuff like the fucking I have not played the like the Double Fine. Was it Brutal Legend, the one that's like the RTS action heavy metal game? I have not played that yet. Unless I'm getting this like kind of on the side. That's fine. I need to crank through all these bears, which yeah, I don't need to. I want to. That's a real thing. The Surfer. Okay, let's see. Let me watch The Surfer. I keep grabbing more and more movies that I just add to a backlog. I've been like weirdly lately trying to go through my YouTube backlog because I noticed that I just like get a bunch of videos kind of backlogged together. And it's been kind of good because like I was able to see that like the documentary about the Disco Elysium getting made, which I thought was like really insightful and neat. Because of the Lovecraft story. True. Yeah. Do need to do a little bit more. I need to do a little bit more Lovecraft reading as well. Mostly just because like I still ostensibly the Call of Cthulhu stream game is going to be coming up at some point. It's just that I'm currently in that thing, that fun DM issue where it's just scheduling. The great beast of scheduling has reared its head, so I'm trying to get that sorted out. Once that's good to go, it should be back. But I definitely need to do some prep reading. I have like what's the best way to say this? I have like the Lovecraft thing. Like I do think when you do Call of Cthulhu, like you could totally do your own shit, and I think that's totally valid. But I do think you like, you know, it's in the same way that like if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you would kind of like maybe like a dragon at some point, maybe a dungeon if you're feeling spicy. But it's like, okay, like you don't need to have Cthulhu, but like maybe like a Hostor or like, you know, maybe Great Race of Yith or something like that. Maybe like that. Is boring being psychology torture for Darien? Really? That sounds wild. That also, like, weirdly reminded me of another movie I've been putting off for years that I don't think it's any good, but, like, I've been curious. Have you guys heard that movie Tusk? Where it's basically like a man is tortured into the shape of a walrus because of a crazy guy had, like, guilt for eating his walrus when he was, like, stranded on an island. I know it's not good. Like, I know that cannot be good. But, like, the premise is still intrigues me enough that like I feel like one of these days I just need to give it a shot just to see it, you know. Oh, okay. So like serious with an like I guess less like actually like serious and more like trying, where he's like, okay, I'm putting my all into a role that's probably still comedic, but like there's effort there, as opposed to, hey, I'm Jack Black, I'm Steve. Hey, I'm Jack Black, I'm Claptrap. Stuff like that. Yeah, I think because like I remember I did like a Cowboy Trail of Cthulhu game ages ago where I had a lot of like the snake people in it and stuff like that. That was fun. It's kind of weird because like that was a game that got canceled because just like scheduling issues. It was with my local group. But people still remember like a couple of NPCs from that, like to the point where they're showing up in other games we've ran, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm glad that worked out. Like I'm glad there's some legacy to that. Yes, was the pro deck? Ah, get you. Terrible waste of talent. I forgot about that one too. One day we just say fuck it and do a Nick Cage movie night. I guess I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to like maybe every now and then breaking my own autistically selected rules for how to do movie night stuff and maybe do something like that for funs. I do have Season of the Witch. I do have Season of the Witch prepared. That one is ready to go basically whenever. How you doing, Luna Win? How you doing? I think for me the tricky thing is like this is gonna sound dumb. What do we want to watch that out of season? Like I feel like Season of the Witch would be like a Halloween movie. Like, cause you know, witches and spooky stuff, I guess. I know it's not like actually a scary movie. But it does feel like that would go best for that. Also could have just entirely painted this guy brown. I don't know why I'm being like so precious, but whatever. But yeah, I'm currently Ewok-ing. This is not the focus of tonight's stream, don't worry. How you doing, Z's? I'm just getting some base coating on these Ewoks. I don't know when to do it. I also got a fun bit of like mystery box opening. So I'm not really like a mystery box guy. I don't get super excited for those typically, but what I did do, this is honestly I think was kind of a smart thing to do, even if it's kind of like sort of like a money way. So when I saw the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters, they're like, yo, at the very end, here's a code and it gives you some discounts on the merch. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Because like, I know that they've like all the glitch people are like, yeah, we basically fund these through merch. That's just how shows get made because, you know, animation's expensive. And if you're not owned by like fucking Adult Swim or Cartoon Network or whatever, it's really expensive. So I was like, yeah, you know, I'll buy a goofy little thing. Yeah, and like anime works like that too, exactly. It's a pretty common thing. So for me, it was less like, oh, I love blind boxes and more like, well, I wouldn't mind buying something dumb and small as a way to kind of like, I mean, I bought a theater ticket, but also like, you know, I watched the show too. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like the like, people have kind of done like joke kind of canon that like Ewoks are just great. Like they're basically like, maybe not bioengineered, but if you stick them in a room with anything, they weaponize it. And that the only reason Ewoks aren't really a menace is just because like they're trapped on Endor. Like if you brought Ewoks to Coruscant, you just end up with just like an absolute fucking beast. Like I think that's kind of fun because yeah, technically yeah, Ewoks are like goofy little bears, but like you know, they will turn rocks and sticks into vehicle killing weapons. And yeah, don't give them access to resources. Give them access to resources. All right. Anyway, this is the actual thing we're doing today. I found my paint markers, specifically the gunmetal one. I was like, oh, there's like a couple areas on here that would be good for this. Something nice and easy. Yeah. So like, let me zoom out a little bit too. This guy's kind of on the bigger side. My rebels are going to be all pretty much like, kind of like Forest Moon of Endor, yeah. Did I actually get a little base on that? No. Like, I'm probably still going to need to touch up with like actual paint, but like the paint markers are just going to make some of these areas kind of like quick and easy. But yeah, I want to do everything like so. Like this looks very like not foresty, but that's just because this is the early stage in this. Eventually I have like a bunch of like extra stuff to add, like little what's it called? Like little mechanical, like not like little like foresty bits and whatnot. There's a Flash movie that sucked. There's a Flash. Oh yeah, then because like they do like a weird like Flashpoint reference thing. So they brought back like Nick Cage because he was going to be Superman in like a Tim Burton movie that never manifested. I know that there's like pretty infamous images online of like that, just out and about, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, some of these bits I'll probably have to go back and like retouch it with some gray, but that's fine. I liked it because like a lot of Star Wars metal is painted, but I still think there would be some fun little bits that actually just like a little bit of like metallic metal will really make it sing. I remember there's like a bunch of weird stuff with like Kevin Smith back in the day in like movie scripts because I know that there's that whole like comedy bit about fucking Wild Wild West and like that one like was he like a producer? Like he was like one of those guys that was like a hairstylist, I think, and then sort of just like worked his way up the ladder and kind of became like a bigger deal. I'm vaguely aware of something like that. It's been a while. That's like one of those little things I remember back more when I was like actively into stand-up comedy. I don't think I've watched like a proper stand-up set in a hot minute. I can just go back to make that there we go. There we go. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, this metal marker be doing fucking work. I also want to do some like chipping and like rust deposit stuff. I don't know at one point I'm gonna pull the like not pull the plug. wrong phrase. Like pull the lever on that, I guess. Yeah. I mean, same. I would have liked to see that. I don't know, like because I was like, I forget where Tim Burton was in his like being like liked. It's like now, like Tim Burton's also one of those guys that has also kind of just like wasted all of his like good talent points over the years. Like he did that like live action Dumbo too, which is really weird. I'm very against all the live action Disney remakes, just like on a moral standpoint. I'm gonna go ahead and just like get that painted as well. Yeah, might as well. These paint markers are really bitchin'. There we go. Wrong lever. God, it's been a while since I watched Emperor's New Groove. And yeah, I'll definitely need to go back with some metal. So once again, this is like pretty nice Planet of the Apes movie. Isn't that? I'm vaguely aware that like the Caesar trilogy is supposed to be like kind of surprisingly legit, all things considered. I don't know. I don't think I've ever like sat down and watched the Planet of the Apes, so like I couldn't tell you what would make like a good one from a bad one. I know. No shit. No, sorry. No, he made the really weird one where all of them were like. No, sorry, that's not the new one. Sorry, that's the one where it was like weird ape costumes that were just kind of uncanny valley. They did the Cats thing, from what I understand. Like, so for Cats, like the Cats, the new one. So in Cats, the musical, everybody just kind of acts like cats. So it's like, okay, you get the idea that they're cats from like, you know, the way they dress and like their vocal habits. And like in the same way that like the original Planet of the Apes was people in ape costumes, but they like acted like people, which was also kind of the point of the movie, but whatever. But then I know Tim Burton did what, because I think I actually did see this one. Because Tim Burton did like, what if they looked like people in monkey costumes, and what if they acted like monkeys in monkey costumes? Like, what if they like screamed and like beat their chest and jumped up and down, go like, oh, like that kind of thing. Which it turns out, if you do that, that's just it's off-putting. It's just strange. It doesn't work well. There, the butthole one. I don't know what defines the butthole one in terms of like Planet of the Apes. I'm a little worried now. I feel like Planet of the Apes should not be described as the butthole one in any context, but sure. Unless butthole surfers are in there, which in that case, that's fine. You're allowed to have some butthole surfers as a treat. There we go. Oh, cats, yeah, they like show their ass straight up and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh god, he wasn't there. He was orangutan Paul Giamatti. Wow. Also, I think doing the dark gray is actually kind of nice because I can almost sort of do that like very light dry brush sort of deal. I can just go back with a gray. I figure like anywhere that I accidentally like overshoot, I might just try to do like a rust effect on there. My favorite. Yeah, he's like one of those guys. I remember there was like some family like what he was in like. Was it Liar? There was a Paul Giamatti movie where he was dyed blue, and I remember somebody in my family that was like one of their favorite movies because of that. Like I want to say that might have been like my adopted sister's thing. I think she just really liked that instance or whatever. Big Fat Liar, thank you. Yes, I vaguely recall watching that a lot growing up. So I maybe like he's just like a fun character actor sort of dude. He was in Ripper. He was in Ripper, and I was like, oh shit, it's Paul Giamatti. One of the like 3 actors I recognized. It was like him, Gimli, and Christopher Walken. I still like how I refer to like as Gimli because I'm so bad at actor names. I'm so bad at actor names. I was like, yeah, I know. Oh, I know what you were in a movie. That's enough. Oh God, so I've only really like watched John Dies at the End the movie once. I was really big into the book. Because like I honest to God was like really active on reading Cracked back in the day. It's like Cracked hit when Cracked when the Cracked epidemic hit. But yeah, when Cracked was sort of at its height was when I was in college and like just needed to like waste time like studying and whatever. So it was kind of the perfect time for that. It was like high school to college. John Rhys Davies, thank you. So like I remember actively like enjoying like not like specifically the writing of David Wong, who was the author, like the pen name of the dude who wrote John Dies at the End and a bunch of other stuff. It really did. I don't even think it was like a neurodivergent thing. Like it really, because like it was like pretty like in terms of like what is like normie facing on the internet. I think Cracked is like was not that particularly weird. For me, the tricky thing is I eventually fell out of love with it because like all the authors sort of started like sniffing their own farts and kind of like adding a weird sort of sense of importance. It's like one of those things where it's like, I'm not one of those people that like, I fucking hate kids and anyone who has a kid is a filthy breeder and I hate them. Nah, but like a couple of them did become dads and then it sort of turned from like top 10 movies for boners to like, why being a father is the most important thing in life. And it's like, all right, buddy, please, you're in the boner website. Like boner joke website. Crack wasn't a porn website. It was also unfortunately kind of like one of the like ground zeros for just like listicles. I feel like top 10 lists have kind of like fallen out of favor a little bit, but that was definitely where they were sort of at their like biggest point. Yeah, it was like I thought the book was neat. I liked the way it was written. I did legitimately like David Wong's writing style. The second one was also like pretty all right. I can understand not liking it though, or thinking that like if you got recommended, it's like, oh, this guy's a weirdo. That's fair. That's understandable. I get that. Just want to do like, yeah, there we go. Get this like fun little bumpy bit. It's weird. The other leg doesn't have that, but I guess it's also like, you know, rebel vehicle, kind of scrappy, put together weird. Recycling, stolen bullshit. Which I think is fun. Once again, I really like the insurgent element of rebels. I find that really, really neat. I was chatting with some real... Oh, yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Because, like, I don't dislike zombie things. I mean, one of my favorite TRPGs is Necronica, so, like, you kind of have to like zombies to like Necronica. But yeah, no, there's definitely a period where, like, zombie weirdos were definitely, like, an interesting species of person, for sure. Let's do a little metal on the handle. Why not? It's anywhere I can just sneak a little bit of extra color. Maybe the foot pedals too. The foot pedals are kind of awesome, just need a bit of love. My real goal is I want to get this glued to the base at some point. No, no shame. Being 14 for that is totally acceptable, you know? It's that's pretty reasonable. I got this guy's hand on a bunch of stuff. This guy's got like a bunch of bullshit I gotta like eventually go back and kind of touch up. There we go. Let's see what else we got going. Oh yeah, I want to do the pedals. Yeah, exactly though. Yeah, like the funny thing is, I don't even actually think a lot of zombie weirdness is like an age thing. I just think it's like an era of the internet thing. God, no. Once again, the flesh nut continues to be like my most popular thing. I think legitimately, if if tomorrow I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop being a VTuber. I'm not feeling it. I'm out. This is not true. I'm very much feeling it. But like, if that was the case, if I ducked out, that would be my legacy. That would be my biggest takeaway. It would not be any of the collabs I did. It would not be any of the cool games I've ran. It would not be any of the other like minis. I spent a lot of stuff. Legitimately, the big fleshy fucker is my magnum opus in terms of just like people remembering shit. He's not graduating. Nah, like here's the thing, because like I've been going for like I because of the move I missed my thing. I'm taking my 6-year anniversary and just mushing it with my birthday this year. But yeah, no, like I'm in it. I like VTubing as a hobby. I think there's definitely things I could change and get better at. There's definitely, like I said, I've been feeling more like not creatively stifled. I feel like I'm getting complacent, which I'm trying to like undo. I'm trying to undo bits of that complacency. Up in a bit, but like I still like VTubing. There's a reason I do it. There's a reason I have not like dialed back, I guess. Convention for the dorks you have collected. HobberCon would be fun. I'm not gonna lie. If I do stop, what everybody needs to do is print out their own flesh knot, paint it, and then straight up do a Viking funeral. Oh god, yeah, the fucking Buddies and Burrows. God, that was fun. I need to do another stream with chat. It's one of those things I always go back and forth on because like player attendance on those tends to be pretty low, but it's also kind of fun just to like run games with you nerds. So I go back and forth on that. I'm probably due for another one though, just to give it a go. It's like I think about that, like I feel like even like Congo had issues with like chat ran games. It's just inherently a tricky little thing to do. Also realize that this guy's got a couple of extra panels I can gring up. Gring the fuck up out of these panels. There we go. What skill do you have to blur to flesh knot on YouTube? Surprisingly, none. Surprisingly, I do not like he gets past all the censors or whatever. People in so where's I going with that? People can see him in all of his uncensored glory, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. I also don't know why I have this song on here because I've not seen the anime this is from. I guess to be fair, it's kind of a catchy little Dempa number, so it'd be like that. Be large show. I mean, technically, it's maybe it's also tricky inherently because like I do think streams a lot of times are a very passive medium where it's like we have a really good thing legitimately like you guys are more active chatters than a lot bigger VTubers and stuff, which I'm very thankful for. But I still think a lot of times people just want to like chill, which kind of means where it's like, no, you can't chill. You have to like pay full attention. You have to pull triggers. You have to answer do math. Like I do think sometimes people bounce away from that. And that's why I'm like forever on like a mental quest on how to make that work. Like I did the tournament of pigs, like that could use a little bit more. Like the putting together into teams things. Oh no, the yapping's good. Yapping's great. It's also one of those things that I think yapping is like inherent to this as kind of like sort of the strengths of the medium. Yeah, exactly. And like there's nothing wrong with like listening to my yapping while you work on your hobby. And if anything, that's really nice. I really like that. Yeah, it's because that's inherently tricky. Like it's hard to balance goes fast and then also like very personable, which is nice. Oh, like there's like a what is that? I think I got some like baking powder on a brush. There we go. Oh fuck! I think I need to rinse this brush a bit more. I did a big clean of a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible, and I think the ideal system is out there. I just think it needs pioneered a bit more. Oh yeah, no, same. I watch a lot of bullshit comfy, but it's also weird though because like I can't watch streamers in bed because I like even if I am hobbing, I need that keyboard near me so I can respond. If I can't respond, I go fucking nuts. Stuff. This might also be a thing too, where it's like I just go ahead and give him the glue onto the base and then the enamel wash, and then figure out what little bits need touched up again and just pick those out. Whatever works. I'm also debating the idea if on the front of this, like that needs touch up a little bit. I do need to bust out the gray at some point. I'm debating. So like this is like currently one color. I'm debating if I want to add like another, like specifically like here or here. Like I definitely could. I could if I wanted to. Innovations, monetization. Yeah, I mean it's tricky. It's like it is one of those things inherently that like innovation for streaming is not necessarily rewarded. It can be, But like, I also know in the VTubing spaces, there's some people who are like, I guess a VTuber bounces a lot on stream, and some people are like, oh, she's getting fucked, and like that's causing like her videos to skyrocket and stuff. Because like sometimes even like a weird thing like that will get like a lot more attention than like stream quality. It's just like an inherently weird quirk of just being an online person that like stuff like that will pop off, and it's like, well, okay, I'm not doing that. It's hard not to. Like, I still try to keep a little active on places that, like, are up to date on VTuber news. And inherently, I think it's kind of stupid as well, because it's like, come on. I don't know the implication. Like, here's my thought. I don't know who thinks that someone can fuck someone entirely quiet. That's when it ever comes to, like, oh, this VTuber is getting fucked on stream, like, outside of, like, a porn context. I'm like, is the dude in that situation just fucking Solid Snake? How is he doing that? How's he making no like rickety chair noise, no breathing, nothing? Just goes in there within the cover of night and just like does like 3 pumps and leaves. Like, what the fuck's like why are you people like this? I don't understand. I don't understand. I kind of think inherently that's just people projecting. Like, there's a lot of like, I love VTubing. It's a hobby of happy, fun people doing happy, fun things. But man, some people really dislike that people are having fun on the internet. They're like, no. Clearly, she's a whore and she hates me, and I need to make her life miserable. Yeah. No. It's like, one, I would never do that. Like, listen, I am a fucking adult. I would not do a situation like that. I would not do a situation like that. That is stupid. But yeah, no, I think it is also just like permanent gooner brain too. Like I know some VTubers do like moan suggestively sometimes, and I do wonder if that's just like for like extra hits. But I don't think it's anything more than that. I don't think it's anything more than that. VTuber drama is really silly. There we go. How you doing, Ars? Talk about incredibly dumb VTuber bullshit. The dumbest. Let's see. Continue to add a little bit of green areas. Yeah, let's go ahead and get I'm debating doing like a tan. Like, I got this tan earth actually. Get the inside baseball. I don't know how inside baseball it is. I will fully admit that I don't like. I think I saw a little bit of a clip, but I still don't believe it. I personally don't think I could ever believe it. Also, like, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times, a lot of people are very shameless online. If it was anything too spicy, like, you gotta understand, we're on the same website where that one lady had a GIMP, like, on stream for a little bit. Like, it doesn't benefit you to be on the sly about that kind of thing. I don't know. Apparently everybody's been like scrutinizing this clip. I don't know. I'm of the opinion that I don't think anything is particularly weird, and I think like I said, I think if anything, it's probably just somebody who realizes that if they moan when they talk, if they hear somebody moan when they talk, that it's probably just like extra fun bucks. How's it going, T? We're talking about really stupid VTuber drama. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. How you doing, a small cat? How you doing, a sentient satchel? How you doing, D? What is Echoes of Aincrad? That sounds cool. JRPG sound shit, but ooh. Ooh, okay, this does look pretty legit. Hell yeah, let's go. Was it fun? Hell yeah. Also, let me scroll down a little bit. Oh yeah, no, definitely take a nap, yo. Definitely take a nap. Oh, it's a sword art thing. Also, how you doing, Mr. Colorblind? Welcome. She had 2 gimps? That lady had 2 gimps? Man, wild. But yeah, if you do not know me, I'm Halbernaut the Mimicoff, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle Skaven variety. Today, I'm painting this Rebel ATRT for Star Wars Legion. How did I get behind it? Anyway. Also, I'm painting some Ewoks, because I got some Ewoks. Because Ewoks are not only like a possible army you can play in Star Wars Legion, it is a viable army. It is like a pretty decent army, because you can just like drown your opponents in activations. Let's give this tan a go. I think that's the thing. We need, yeah, everybody, you gotta be able to clock in for it. Actually fixed the viewer lurker count. I don't know. Like I get so it's really interesting because like for a little bit for what is Inside Baseball, I have a little thing that says like how many people are in the stream, and then how many people that are listed as chatters. And sometimes those go out of sync, like whenever like there's like an ad break, or like sometimes like in general though, chatters will always be probably about like 10 to 15 higher than whatever Twitch lists as viewer numbers. I still think Twitch just doesn't like lurkers, no matter what they say. Because I think it's just because there's a chance that a lurker might not view an ad. Oh yeah, but oh yeah, no, we were talking about that one lady who had a GIMP that like it's that like weird thing that every now and then like Tom Clancy. It's not Tom Clancy, Dan Clancy. Tom Clancy's a very different guy. Will just be like, oh yeah, no, this is fine, haha. I'm like, oh, it's because that's his fetish. Okay. He's not in the VTubers, so he's a bit more stringent there, but like, you know, actual GIMP lady. Actually, yeah, very different guy. Dan Clancy's Splinter Cell would be, that would certainly be a thing. That would certainly be a thing. You know, I could have also just used masking tape on. I do have some somewhere, but it's fine. Yeah, how's this looking? Oh yeah, actually no, I think this Tan's breaking this up pretty good. He might have. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know much about Tom Clancy. Like when I say Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, that's the only contact I have with Tom Clancy as like a person. Like I know a lot of like military like near future sci-fi stuff is kind of his bag. Shoot up. Oh, I'd believe it. Because like I said, a lot of things in modern web these days go back to advertising. So it's like, if you're lurking, there's a distinct chance you're not actively looking at the screen. Like whether this is true or not, this is what they think. And if you're not looking at the screen, then you cannot process a Taco Bell ad. And if you can't do that, why are you even watching Twitch? You know? You know? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, once again, the VTubers are not fully to blame. There's still that one lady that whenever they allowed artistic nudity, just straight up went just like tits out, showing porn on the side of the screen, being like, look at me, and then that got rescinded within the day. So like, I'm not going to act like VTubing necessarily is entirely clean, but that's also like one specific person that ruined everything for everyone. Yippee, I love it. I love it when things get ruined by one person. It's the best. Love to see it. Let's see. Get a little bit more on. Yeah, but I also did a full brush clean recently, and oh my god, I needed this so bad. How the fuck was I painting with all these brushes that were not pointy? What the fuck? Why was I doing that? Why was I doing that to myself? Yeah, I didn't, I'm gonna say Saluna, like, Hessian? I'll do Saluna though, because it's easy for me to pronounce. How you doing? Yeah, I forget legitimately I do forget their names, so I couldn't legitimately list a name if I wanted to. I just vaguely know what they look like. I know vaguely. Same person. What do you mean, are they the same person? That just someone, what? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. That would be kind of buck wild if it was the same person though. Let's see. Let me see. Keep accidentally overpainting in a few areas. No big deal though. Right, yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna do any other panels. Huh. Well, good to know. Alright, so yeah, we got this. Also, another thing I want to do is I have another Ewok. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit before I go too crazy. This motherfucker. This is low gray, I think. I'm very bad. I'm very bad at remembering Ewok names, even though I've watched both the Ewok movies. But yeah, this is another one of those like, let me zoom in a bit. This is another Star Wars Legion mini that I was like, well, I was painting him and then I just wasn't feeling what I was doing. So I'm gonna go back in and kind of like match with the same fur tone I'm using for the rest. How the FBI looked in for making shit up. Oh, fun. Love it. Logo is a shaman. Yeah, there we go. My Ewok knowledge is relatively alright. I don't know. At some point, I did kind of like. I don't know if it's like I have a weird version of contrarianism where I'm not like for me, my version of contrarianism is someone hates a thing. It does sometimes endear me to it. Like a Pokemon that I really enjoy is Regigigas, also because Regigigas sounds insane. But people fucking hate Regigigas, and I just grew to like it, or like Probopass too. The camera just high enough to have notes. Oh, fun. Like, I know why people do that kind of shit, because once again, it does give you clips, and it does get you attention, and it does get you money. So I know why people do that, but man, I couldn't do that. I could not do that. That's fucked up. Some people do. I know a lot of people find Regigigas just like very ugly looking. They look very, very. I'm not somebody who's watched a new Pokemon animated thing in a while. But look at the movie where they all show up. All of them sound insane. Like they just sound up like somebody's synthesizer is breaking down and looping. They're very, very great. They're all really, really good. Yeah, all the noises are super good. U.S. military from. Yeah, something about French TRPGs, man. It's still I can't get over that fact from the Disco documentary that like I knew it was based off a TRPG, but I still can't get over the fact that they're like, yeah, all the cool kids were doing steampunk at the time, and then as we kind of made it more into a game, we just kind of quietly wrote out the steampunk elements. It's like, oh, that's fun. That matches reality. Sometimes I do think it would be fun to do a steampunk campaign, like full unapologetic steampunk. I mean, like, you know, fucking top hats and cogs and airships and whatnot. Just fucking go ham. Like, I don't give a shit. Just go ham with it. I always thought it was kind of weird because like, listen, I grew up on TG, and then everybody on TG, they're like, I can't believe you like this thing that's stupid and everyone dresses impractically. I'm gonna go over here and talk about 40K now. I'm like, motherfucker, throwing rocks in glass houses, aren't we now? But yeah, I don't hate it. I will fully be on record saying I don't hate steampunk, and now I also kind of find it nostalgic, which also makes it a little hard for me to be very objective about it. It's just kind of entered the nostalgia zone. This second could have painted pretty well. Yippee! I need to figure out what color I want to do for the feathers. Does he have like a? Let's see. Let me look at low grade real quick. So his feathers are just like. Well, they're just like black feathers. Okay, I could just do like a dark gray then maybe. I could do black and then like dry brush some gray. There we go. How you doing, Chelsea? How you doing? You live in a world, the best movie is the one that makes the most sense. Oh, 100%, yeah. I do think you kind of run into that a bit now, just because like a lot of people are very like hooked on like needing sources of truth for things, like a real wiki generation. How you doing, Bunny? How you doing? Get you some food, nerd. Get you some food. Oh, you know I want that I have no access to right this second? I want Okonomiyaki. I was just thinking about that. That'd be really fucking good to get. Oh, you think you can? I also do think you could do dirty steampunk as well and still have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, I also do think maybe to a certain degree the fact that a lot of tabletop settings have to be stupid inherently just because like that's fun. Like it's like, have you ever heard about the idea of what's it called? Like most sci-fi ship combat doesn't make sense in the way that like the most optimal way to do ship combat is basically be incredibly far away from each other and use targeting computers to try to basically hack each other until one of your computers beats the other one, and then that one gets loaded with like 10,000 missiles immediately. Yeah, because I mean, like, so one of the hangups and kind of the eternal forum debates on steampunk was like, steampunk isn't very punk a lot of times. Inherently at some point punk became shorthand for like this is gonna sound really funny, but like technically uses a very same sort of taxonomy as saying pilled. Like if you said that like this is a very steam pilled setting, that might as well be very equivalent to like this is a steampunk setting. Unironically, it still kind of works like that. I guess I just did not get his hood weird. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, Diesel Punk's not really punk either. I think Diesel Punk gets away with it because, like, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your thing, a lot of Diesel Punk doesn't have cosplayers. And, like, listen, cosplay is a cool hobby, and it's good, and, like, now a lot of people are, like, incredibly skilled at it. Back in, like, the early to mid 2000s, when most cosplayers were amateurs doing it for the love of the game, a lot of amateurs doing it for the love of the game are not what you would call, like, models. So you would just get, like, John Dumperton and his dumpy girlfriend. And I don't mean them any, like, real shade. I'm just saying that, like, that's what people would see. And they'd be like, oh, I hate steampunk, because, like, some people who were not, like, 9 out of 10, like, super cosplay model beasts decide just to dress up for fun. Yeah, that's pretty legit. I do like me some weird war settings too. I do like me some weird war. Once again, I think Nazis are like a really flexible villain, because you can get regular style serious, or you can go like full like Wolfenstein, like fuck you, we got mechs, and that makes fighting them fun. Being punk pillmates is utterly meaningless. I mean, kinda, yeah. It's punk is one of those things too that also can like be very like meaningless depending. Like, is it punk because you're anti-authority, or is it punk because you're wearing a jean jacket with patches on it? Who knows? It could be either. It could be both. American Hippo. That is... The premise of that is insane, and I kind of love it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I need to share the cover of this because it's amazing. The cover of this book is fucking amazing. Holy shit. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. There we go. Now, one thing, I don't think cosplay orgies happen as much as people think, and also, if there were any, I don't think it's any different. Look at this beautiful cover. Like, fuck yeah, look at this. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. I hope they play it straight. Like, I would love just to see, like, a serious cowboy thing, but there's just, like, he just gets on his steed, and the steed is just a fucking hippo. And you play... Yeah, that's always kind of weird, too. Like, for me, the thing that drives me nuts about that is the people who try to rope accessibility issues into stuff like that. Like, listen. Like, I do think accessibility in games is important, but accessibility in games as in like, oh, I'm colorblind, and if I'm colorblind and the enemy has a light green attack, I can't see shit. Like, I remember when I was younger, we were playing custom... Okay, this is going to be a real deep cut. If you remember Custom Robo for the GameCube, the final boss had this, like, gun that fired very light green projectiles. I think it was technically, like, an illegal part anyway for, like, story reasons, so it's like you wouldn't super use it. But for the, if you're doing just, like, multiplayer matches, you can kind of do whatever. It did fuck. That game did fuck quite a bit. But, like, that gun was so light green that my, at the time, stepbrother was colorblind, like, green-red colorblind. He couldn't see it. That's something where it's like an accessibility thing of like, oh yeah, having like a red-green colorblind mode makes sense. But there's some people that are like, oh, this game isn't accessible because it's hard. I'm like, you are actively ruining things for people that like legitimately need assistance, you person. So how you doing, Coco? I have no idea what you're saying. I'm very sorry, but how you doing? How you doing? I'm currently painting an Ewok at the moment. But yeah, I do remember that game being pretty fun. I think I still have my copy. I'm lucky that I still have most of my GameCube games, including like a... I hate to look up how much Skies of Arcadia Legends is going for these days. So, once again, secondhand games market makes me really sad. Hey, look at you. He's doing better. He's doing better. How's it going? Ah, I got you. It's going pretty good. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna... No, I already made that mistake before. When I was younger and I was like, I don't need these Nintendo 64 games anymore. I got a GameCube now, and I traded them all into EB Games. I got like barely any money for it. That was a dumb mistake, and it's like, You know how there's like mistakes that are like hurt, but like you needed to learn that lesson? I did effectively learn a lesson that day, so like I'm not glad that it happened, but like once again, lessons were learned. Lessons were learned. No, it's like you run into that a lot. It's I will say it's not just a Warhammer thing. Like you get that for like the joke about Persona fans not playing Persona is unironically pretty real sometimes. And also Hessie and Saluna, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Yeah, Persona, Dark Souls / Elden Ring. Yeah, that's pretty common. That's pretty common. Also, it looks like we got an ad break coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and run that bad boy just before I forget. So see you guys in like 3 minutes. Wow. There we go. Ah, all right, we're back. Yippee! Let's go. How you doing, Chieftain? It is art. It is art. Also, I don't know if I said a proper hello, but howdy. But yeah, it's kind of weird, especially because like you do run into like it is a very common thing these days to run into people who are like say they're fans of a thing, but yeah, just don't engage with it at all. Like that's what color is this? Oh yeah, I think I just need a dark gray somewhere else instead. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like one of those things for like the Overwatch is kind of funny because like there are people that genuinely forget that Tracer is gay just because of the amount of porn. like that is just a thing. That is just a goofy thing. I always think for like the whole like fandom argument for Warhammer in particular is kind of interesting, because it is like at this point it is a multimedia franchise, so you do get like, you know, there's a lot of different angles you can take that. Let me just a brush I need to keep aside because I'm running out of brushes that I just make exactly for my medals and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways these days. Overwatch is a game, apparently. I once again, I played it a little bit when it was new because that's just what like my friends, and they're like, "How play Overwatch with me?" We know you don't like League of Legends, but maybe Overwatch will be different. And I'm like, all right, fine. And indeed, Overwatch was not different. Also, this was great, and I think I ended over. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. The socializing. That's yeah. Don't we see hobbies only as a method of socializing? It's interesting because I would argue that your typical normie doesn't really have hobbies, like in like the same way that we think of hobbies. Because your typical like quote unquote normie arguably will primarily do Netflix and maybe like one or two other activities, like craft breweries and stuff like that, or really going out to eat. Like just like restaurant culture is sort of a big thing. So I'd argue someone who has like any hobby isn't quite there, unless it's like a really, really surface level one, like fucking like a really, and like there's nothing wrong with that. But I do know people that like, once again, their entire like persona is craft beer and like craft beer and Netflix, and I'm like, that's how do you do that? I don't understand. Also, how you doing, Paranoid? How you doing? And how you doing for 104th Clone Squad? How you doing? Yeah. But also it's also tricky too when you talk about lore only guys for Warhammer stuff. It's tricky because like really, because like for me it's mostly a thing where it's like, are they lore people because they get it from like React videos and or do they like read the books? Because like I read the books, I own the books, I actually do a lot of books, and it's tricky like that. How you doing? How about you doing, Evan? How you doing? Oh, easily. Like typically, if your colors are going to be brighter, you're going to want to do probably white. I usually just stick with a light gray. To be honest, light gray is pretty flexible for most things. You can kind of get away with like a lot with a light gray. But like, also there are some other color primers. Like if you're doing like a kind of like orange or pale sand, there are like light brown primers you can get. If you look into like Vallejo has a really good like sand color primer that I use a lot. So you do got some options there. Bit of bullshit on there. Ate all the books. Oh, that's fucked up. That's why they're so expensive. Yeah, but let's see. There we go. Coffee's a hobby still baffles me. Here, that's also a funny thing too, because I do think coffee can be like a legit hardcore hobby. But I think if in order for coffee to be your like hardcore hobby, you need to like, what's it called? Use like there are people like, oh my god, coffee's my hobby, I go to all the coffee shops, and then you got like the autism lords are like, I have to use mineral filtered water from this region, I bought Kopi Luwaki. It's like Kopi Luwaki, the one where it's like a civet will eat the bean and shit it out, and then you harvest that for the beans, and then you hand grind and you like temperature regulate. Like I think that's a thing. I used a Vallejo. Vallejo has a light gray primer. That's what I use for like this and like this and these bears. By bears, I mean Ewoks. I don't know why I call them bears in that instance, but whatever. It'd be like that. Kopi Luwak. There we go. I only know about that one from the fucking Dowman Seaman comic. I'm super behind on all of Dowman's stuff these days. I need to catch up again. He's like one of my favorite manga authors, and I'm like super behind. So how you doing, son? How you doing? Bucket list movies, every movie. I'm just really slow to getting around to watching movies, so I don't think anyone are like particularly like bucket list. Well, games would often argue me on points established. That's weird. Yeah, yeah, that's a strange behavior to do, you know. Oh yeah, you got to be nice. You got to be nice with shopping carts. If you're bumping into people, that's you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, I'm sure like I've never had the Civet shit coffee. I'm sure it's pretty good because it's kind of like one of those things that's like kind of been touted for a while of like enthusiasts, you know. Oh, I'm not surprised in B-stars. That does not surprise me in the fucking slightest. Like not even a little bit. Gotta make this. I went for the flamethrower option. I don't know if that's necessarily the best, but flamethrower cool. I also apparently like outside of like some models, like I know like Ewoks and like Wookiees are kind of like you sort of have to do what you see is what you get because otherwise like these are like totally different models because based on their gear. But from what I understand for like stuff like weapon options, you can be like, well, I'm all like this, but I'm actually running this. Here's the card. Here's what it does. And people are like, okay, cool. Oh, the bucket list. Okay, so like once again, I only know about through Dauman Sayman, and he only did a comic about like Kopi Kopi Luwak, which is the idea of basically just having a civet eat the coffee again a second time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like I mean, you can't have coffee as a hobby, I guess, where you just go to different coffee shops. But yeah, I'm kind of in the agreement that's like I think coffee can be your hobby, but like I think for the coffee autism to be just right, you got to actually like you got to get stuck in there, and I don't think a lot of people do. I don't know. I think maybe a lot of times it's just like the investment one puts into a hobby is really important, or like how serious it is to take someone in their hobby. But how metal get there? Not that. Steel. Yeah, oh yeah, I also gotta get that like. Yeah, there's like a couple of bits I gotta hit that graying area. That's not a big deal. Yeah, it really is the way. Yeah, because here's my sort of my thoughts on some things. I like music, but like I consume music very passively. I have like songs I like and bands I like, but like I'm not actively like going to concerts. I'm not some people do a thing where they're like, oh, I like this musician, so I went through their not just their backlog, but they go to like their records, like their record label and be like, oh, I really like this person. I'm gonna do just spend a day just listening to it. Like dissecting the songs and the themes and like recognizing the band members. Like I don't do that. But that's also why I don't think I've ever gone to somebody like, yeah, music's my hobby. Even though like I like music and I listen to music a lot, but like I said, my actual investment and time and effort is very low. Yeah, it could be a thing where you're just trying to show off how wealthy you are. I mean, that's not super uncommon for a lot of places. I feel like the more I paint this guy, the more I see like little fucked up bits I gotta hit up. Like here. It's fine. Yeah. The guy who drinks coffee. Fair. I mean, that I will say, once you get an espresso machine, that really, I think that's where the asterisk starts happening. Where it's like, why did you buy an espresso machine? How did you figure out to get that one? Did you just go like, did you Google best espresso machine 2026? And like, I'll admit, I've bought things that way before. That's not like a terrible way to buy things necessarily, or did you research? Did you find out like, oh, this is what I want. This makes a certain type of coffee the way I want. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. Yeah, medium. Medium also depends too. I like. For me, it's tricky because it's like I like trash fantasy movies, but also once again, I'm very bad at like I went through a YouTube video of mine today where it was like somebody talking about the making of the Barbarians. That like really dumb like muscle. It's a fantasy movie that had like the two muscle twins in them, and they basically act like bodybuilders in a fantasy setting, which is very funny. Because it's just like they did not try to act, because like Arnold acts like Conan, whether you consider that to be like good acting or not, that's like, you know, totally valid. But in Conan, Arnold tries to act like Conan. In Barbarians, the brothers just act like themselves, but like contrasted on a setting where everybody else is trying to be a fantasy movie person. Really funny. Really funny, really strange. I need to get like a little bit more of this green too. And basically just like touch shit. Also might be one of those things where like once again, once I get some enamel on here, that might actually just make a lot of this a lot less a pain in the ass to do. There we go. French press to pour over. Yeah, true. Stomach is run from the coffee turns into coffee guy. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh god, feeling I do think that that's a symptom of being new to TRPGs. Like in my experience, like a lot of new players will kind of latch on, like that's why for like newer players you do see a lot more gimmicks. You see a lot more like, oh, like I'm a new character, haha. I'm a wrestling guy. I like to wrestle. Wow, I'm a wrestler, but in a fantasy setting. Woo! Because like, you know, new people don't like have the experience for that, so they just kind of latch onto a thing that sounds cool. And I think being like fantasy coffee person like sounds like a really early thing. Oh, that's good that they kind of like got better then, you know, because some people don't. I left a group where somebody basically was just like acting like that the entire time in every campaign for years. Like once again, I understand like if you're playing 5th edition, forget little things. If you are a caster and you regularly forget how spells work, and I'm not talking about like complex spells, I mean like your basic bitch like whatever the fucking like the I'm blanking on the spell, but it's a chromatic orb. There we go. If you're forgetting like how like chromatic orb works and you use that every session, something's gone wrong. Something's gone wrong. But that's a common thing I run into a lot. But I think that also goes back into like the investment thing. Like, are you into TRPG as a hobby, or are you just kind of casually playing a game with your buds? And like that's once again, that's like not like a horrible bad thing. I'm not like that big of a fucking grog, but like, you know, that means some technical Ewok. You could totally do that. I mean, now there's also like a pretty common thing that every now and then somebody will just like take a Warhammer model and make it synthwave. I'm kind of like burnt out on synthwave schemes because you just kind of end up with like it's the exact same thing. You paint a model with like one of like 3 colors, and they usually put them over like a background that looks very similar. But that's you did make me think of that. Like it's always like a Space Marine Terminator, like a synthwave Ewok would kind of be fun just for like, you know, change of pace. Once but that's this thing now. Yeah. Once it becomes, I think also some people just really want a thing. They really want a thing and don't realize like it's like also like, you know, that kind of concept that like you can't set your own nickname. You can't just be like, yeah, they call me Spiders Bill, and you're like, why? And they're like, yeah, it's because I thought it'd be cool. Like, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry. You're gonna be beaten to death with a rock, Bill, if you keep pushing that. Not from me, from just like NPCs. Yeah, they call me the Nightblade. Like, all right, Trevor. If your name is Trevor, no offense. I just think that like Trevor is the best contrast to the phrase Nightblade. Oh yeah, fashion has to be a really interesting thing for that. I have to imagine it if it's like because at least fashion has like a couple of things that like how much do you know about like maybe like the materials behind it? How much do you know like the designer, like when it debuted? I'm sure a lot of people are just like, yeah, what makes people think I'm rich the most? Like that's kind of probably gotta be a tricky thing for fashion stuff. Or like people who try to get like, I don't know. I will admit that every now and then I'm not the most fashionable guy. You guys will be shocked to find out like Warham's guy is not the most fashionable dude. Like every now and then I do try to dive into that world just to like find something to grasp onto. And it does get kind of like very deep in the weeds. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I forgot once again. This is like, so some people can be like autistic about men's fashion, and that creates a very, very strange person. But not that I'm not strange. Listen, I'm a VTuber that paints models. I'm aware that I'm strange, but like strange in a way that's like scary and different for me. I'm like, oh, this is oh, okay. This is it's like when you find like two people getting like into a yelling match on the internet about like the way certain like a white t-shirt would look. There's like two like mostly identical white t-shirts and just getting like sending like threats to each other. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I forgot that that's a whole new world I have no context for. It's a whisker thing these days. Wait, you mean like facial hair whiskers, or you mean like something else? Smoking herb from a low-quality magic shop in the first town. I mean, like that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Oh yeah, no. Some people get really like, once again. I designed this looking for. Let's see. Oh god, Substack's a whole world that I don't. Oh, whisker thin. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, Substack's like a whole world because I know it's effectively like a whole type of social media that I'm not aware of. For context, people might not know. Also, we'll do that Haldrate in a sec. Do not worry. Substack is from what I understand is basically like a blogging platform, social media thing. I was looking into it a little bit because I did do the blog, but like it's like a whole ecosystem I don't want to deal with. Also, let me get that Haldrate. Thank you. Is that tight? I think like conceptually, everything I've seen about like Substack makes sense. Like I like the idea of like a place where you can have a blog and like connect to your audience in a way that they can like keep track of your work. And that like if you are like I'm not a professional journalist, but I do feel like journalists should be paid. So I think so the idea of like a way to like monetize that also kind of makes sense as well. Oh yeah, definitely take it easy, Steve. Take it easy if you got the crud, for sure. I mean, to be fair, the Ewok is very teddy bear coded. Like I'm just doing like straight up. Yeah, it is kind of an art. It's like one of those things too, where it's like kind of like people trying to sort of like reinvent like blog rings and stuff like that has been kind of interesting as well. Like I do think at one point in the distant past there was like the thing to do, like a thing that made sense, and then we've been just kind of crawling backwards from it this entire time. I want your head to be or like generally kind of like the same color-ish, like maybe like a brown. I could do the same as the teddy bear brown, maybe. Atlas RPG. You should do Makai Kingdom. There we go. That will be a quality use of your time. I love that game, and no, that's not true. Oh yeah, if you hate free time, just play the Yakuza series, front to back. I know VTubers who do that, and that just becomes like their essence for like a couple months. Arguably, probably more than a couple months. There we go. Got mod powers to abuse. Hey, yippee! Let's go. Let's see. It's a step with grade 4 cobweb shuffle. I'm like, that's once again, I think I mentioned this guy a lot, that we had a party member. Do you guys remember Sir Barrington? Like that was during a period where like I was active on TG and just saw like Sir Barrington kind of like break containment and enter like Facebook spheres. So like one of the guys in my group was someone who was just totally new to like that kind of idea. So he wanted to be Sir Barrington so bad, but he just did it with dinosaurs instead. Basically contributed nothing and spent most of his time as a T-Rex. And I was like, oh boy, that's like like a negative character. Does this character have like hopes and dreams, or like goals, fears, even relationships with other party members? Nah. Nah, he's a meme. You like meme, right? Okay, but where's the outside of like this outfit, I'm once again imagine the way someone who likes Warhammer dresses. Boom, you got it. You're there. Outside my workshop garb. A lot of t-shirts. A lot of t-shirts. No, that's Yuri Kumarashi. That's very different. So like, Sir Barrington was like, I guess at this point, Sir Barrington might have fallen out of public knowledge, which fair. Where the idea it was like basically some guy talking about his games. Look, I also don't like, I tend to lean a bit more serious in my TRPGs because I hate fun and comedy should die. No, it's just in my experience that like going for too humorous kind of makes a joke a bit exhausting. Like I like little funny moments that kind of feel organic. I don't want to play like improv comedy with swords. But it was about was just like playing a character who was just like a bear, but with like I think it was an awakened bear. And you could technically buy raw in 3.5, and like even this is also kind of like a bit of a DM fiat thing. But the implication was like he was so good at bluffing that people didn't realize he was a bear because everyone just kept rolling like really bad on their like knowledge rolls. Until eventually, this one person eventually made their save. It was like, holy shit, a talking bear, and then just like everybody else, because they weren't aware, just thought that person was crazy, and they're like, we're so sorry, Mr. Barrington. And like, at the time, that was kind of a fun thing to read. Where you're like, oh, that's a fun little thing. That probably is not accurate. That probably didn't actually happen, but it's on the internet. You can read a goofy little thing and just go about your day. But then, like you would have people like my friend who are like, oh no, Sir Barrington, I have to be him. I have to be him. Yeah, like there's that little bit at the top where it's just like everything made on like 4chan, TG, whatever is a work of fiction. Not necessarily true, but just assume that most things are false unless proven otherwise. And once again, one of the players in my group was just he's just kind of like, I don't know what's the best way to say this. Like, he's somebody who wanted to be a DJ who shouldn't have been a DJ. I'm going to say that. Like, I fully believe that to become a good DJ, you do need, like, like knowledge and skills and whatnot. But, like, someone who really likes the idea of being a DJ without having that was that person. That was that person. And it was like, oh, okay. Well, that's the kind of person that discovered Sir Barrington and just kind of, like, ruined his character, I guess. Oh, I never got water. Fuck. Okay, I'll just have to wait till I get some more drink. Oh, I'm sorry. Like going back to it. No, he had, like I said, he was a DJ in the way that like, oh, I think it'd be cool to be like in a club and managing everything and maybe getting free drinks. Like that was him as a DJ. That was what he was thinking he was doing, and it was like, oh, okay. That's a shtick. Oh yeah. Eventually all my logs are going to be gray because I just have some like gray sticks from like the local area. So I need a dry brush. This guy was not done. This guy was set to languish ages ago. And I'm coming back to him now. Let's see. Angels of Darkness. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I'm vaguely aware of blood, but I don't recall if I've ever properly seen it. So on my beautiful clean. This brush is still kind of fucked up, like this bristle brush. It's just thick in the middle. I don't know a good way around that, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, but yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Oh shit! No, you're talking like 40k stuff. I was thinking like Blood. I think it's called like Blood the Last Vampire, something like that, maybe. I don't know. I might be mixing like 3 different things in my head. But yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, like, it's like, okay, that guy's name could be Gabriel. Wait, no, this is alright. It's like, no, this isn't right. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're getting that gray wood texture. Let's go. But yeah, that's after like all the new sticks going forward are going to be painted like What's it called? Oh, that's a fun combo. Blood Angels and Dark Angels. One of these days, I kind of like, I only really know Dark Angels through just like, you know, just the internet memes. So I need to probably one of these days read a Dark Angels book. Because, like, you know, if you go by what people say online, it's like, oh, yes, Dark Angels, fallen, 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 the fallen, the fallen, the fallen, the fallen, the fallen, the fallen. I'm like, they probably got something more than that going on. Maybe. I have to assume so. Not sure for coin drippers. Ooh, droppers, my bad. That could be neat. I played fuckload of Balatro until I think... I reached that point in Balatro where it was like, I got all the reasonable achievements that I wanted to get. The other ones were like, grind every deck. Get a gold star on everything. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I don't need that. I don't need that anymore. That happens sometimes with these like longer games where it's like, oh, I did all the things that are reasonable. Like getting like 100% in Isaac. Like, I liked Isaac back in the day, but I was like, oh, if I were to get some of these like 100%, it's gonna take fucking forever. I also feel like there's an Isaac achievement where you have to get 100% on 3 different accounts, which is like, no, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. That's excessive. Yeah, that was my like. I liked every like little kind of, I guess, like almost like dopamine shot of like, oh yeah, no, progress is happening, stuff is going pretty good, and then after a while it was just like, oh no, you're gonna be in the infinite grind chamber forever, and I'm like, I don't wanna. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I do agree with you using 5e for everything. This was also a Pathfinder, to be fair, but like, yeah. I think for that was just mostly like somebody who was just like, I like hanging out with friends, and I drive memes into the ground. Like that was sort of their shtick. But otherwise, I agree with you for sure. Oh, your Primarch is dead. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, the other half is like the Black Rage. What about Black Rage? Let's get. I'm like trying to think of what color to do his eyes. Oh no, they usually got black eyes. They got little teddy bear eyes. Hold on, let me get that on there. Well, see, that would drive me nuts because like if like a minimal amount of luck isn't too bad, but if it's just like, oh, I lost a run for reasons I can't like, unless the runs are quick, but if it's like I lost a run for reasons I can't like do anything about, I'm gonna be upset. I'm pulling low grade. Let's do eyes. There we go. Got a little black in there. I'm gonna touch that up in a bit. What you got going on, buddy? He's got like a lot of like, this is really annoying where it's like I can tell that there's just like little areas of them that are just like mostly painted, but they got like one little like here. Okay, let me get that green. That green. I get these little bits. Yeah, these are always like the kind of bits that always fuck me up because it's like, oh, it's just like a bunch of little bullshit I gotta go for, which, you know, I just gotta do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, the song. Oh yeah. 3.7 is that does sound like a lot. I don't know. I'm at the point that I'm not looking for an addictive game. I'm not looking for an addictive game. So I mentioned before, I'm on break right now at the guild. Like I'm taking a week off for vacation just because I have it, and this is about the only time I can do so. And I have been doing good. Like I redid my hobby area. I redid my paint racks. I also did I cleared a path that I can reach my closet easier. It's nice. However, there's been a lot of Slay the Spire, and I gotta stop. I gotta stop because I liked Slay the Spire. It's a good game, but like when I finish a run of Slay the Spire, I feel nothing. Like, does that make any sense? Where it's like, it's a genuinely fun game, and I have fun playing it, but like run to run, I don't retain anything. I guess I get better at like Slay the Spire, but I mean like, there's nothing there. Like there's no growth. There's nothing, like I didn't see a cool new thing. It's kind of, it's just like a similar sort of loop forever. And it means that like I just sort of like it just time evaporates. Yeah, but this is a residue color. It's colored. We could do a dry brush on this, I guess. I hope you can eventually get some time to take some time off, because time off good. I'll do this Prussian blue dry brush, maybe. I find like a good mix for like what would be like a good highlight dry, because he's got some good folds in there. Work this, Gomen. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get. It does sound like, once again, it sounds like I'd actually like Recoin a lot, but I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah, maybe like if it is easier, that does sound nice. But I know deep in my heart, I cannot. Think of a brush. Like an itty bitty dry brush. Once again, I'm glad I cleaned all my brushes. Holy shit! I was not aware to the extent that I was using shitty dried out brushes. Okay, this is going pretty good. Still think this one probably could use a little bit more clinging. There we go. So I'm using this like Prussian blue just to like get a little bit of extra highlights in some spots. Yeah, let's go. You lose a run because the coins bounce weird. Okay. Well, the thing is, for me, it was, for Balatro, I was getting good enough on the runs that it was less like, oh, I misclicked a card or I didn't strategize right. It was more like, oh, I didn't get any cards that would enable like enough points, or like I just got fucked over by the what's it called? I got fucked over by the boss, where it's like I would just hit one of those bosses that's just like, oh yeah. This either like not really the ones that show off your strategy. I think usually like what was the one that's like you need a crazy high score to beat? It's like the violent one or whatever. I would get ones like that occasionally. I'm like, well, I guess I'm just fucked. Like I can't really unfuck my way out of this. And it's possible that like maybe I was just like, it could be a skill issue, because like I never quite get to the point in these games where I'm like, I like Slay the Spire. I usually get pretty good Ascension runs, but I've never quite gotten to like Ascension 20, because I do think after a certain point you do need to like go into the community and begin like theory crafting and like really get your shit together. And that like certain builds that are fun and were viable at lower tiers just become totally unviable. And if you don't build those, you might as well not play. Like that's usually when like a Slay the Spire will naturally fall off for me. Or like, I say Slay the Spire, or games of that ilk. Yeah. But you can't get achievements though if you get Set Seed, right? Like if you do a Set Seed, you basically like lock out achievements, and like, not that you need achievements to like have fun with Balatro, but I do feel like that was kind of like the carrot on the stick. So for me, if I was doing that, I would not get joy out of it. Spray dry brush on the pants bits. On there. All right, he's coming together. Your gun is. You could do the same thing with the gun, and then just do some like metal highlights on it. That's probably the way to go. There we go. I don't think the idea of like, what's it called? The idea of Minecraft speedrunning sounds like hell. Oh, that sounds like a miserable game to speedrun. I'm sure if you know what you're doing, it's not too bad, but like anything that requires like, I don't know what I consider to be like a good speedrun. I guess I've never also really found the game that I'm like, ah yes, I will speedrun you. You are my goal, my speedrunning goal. Hey, like, let's see. There we go. Because like my involvement with speedrunning isn't the same for like a lot of stuff where it's like yeah, just like watching a summoning salt video. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's neat to see what they're all doing there. That's about as deep as I ever get in speedrunning. Played Forgive Me Father yet? I've not played a lot of things. I will say, so I was debating what to do on Wednesday, not Wednesday, on Thursday. And I will say that I ended up like early schedule spoiler, I guess. I did watch more of the Enna series, so I want to do Dream Barbecue. I want to do Dream Barbecue on Wednesday because like it's kind of weird. Where it was like the actual like series, I'm kind of like, it's fine. It was neat out of 10. Like the best grading system of all time, neat out of 10. But like I was kind of like, I was like, this is fine. It's fun. But then the trailer for the fucking Dream Barbecue, I was like, oh no, this is actually cool. I'm intrigued on this. All right. I'll play your funny little game. I don't know how long that's going to take. I looked through my backlog of stuff that like, apparently at some point I had discovered a game called Goblin America, which I have, I think it's like another one of those weird, like it's not made by the Cruelty Squad guy, but it's like I have to assume that there's some influence, like there's some like shared kind of like cultural DNA there. Go on for Goblin America or for the Dream Barbecue thing. I don't know if there's much I could really show for Dream Barbecue. It basically, I mean, for right now, it basically me just like playing the game when I play the game. And that's about it. Did I use a lighter gray for this guy? Maybe. Maybe I did use a lighter gray initially. Yeah, that sounds the biggest deal. It's got some angles or whatever. Oh, I can really show a picture of I can show a picture of Goblin America. I can show a picture of Goblin America. Like you'll get why I want to play this. But like I don't, like I said, I'm primarily gonna be doing Dream Barbecue, but I wanted to I'm gonna use this image because this image is I probably will summon. I purposely did not play the demo. I will be going in blind. There we go. So yeah, this is a screenshot from Goblin America. Midnight Hoops. Leave that for later. But yeah, no, this is Goblin America. So like I said, Dream Barbecue apparently is one of those games like you can maybe beat in an hour, but there's like a bunch of different routes. So I think the game plan is I want to, what's it called? I think the game plan is I'm going to play Dream Barbecue and then do the rest of it for Goblin America. Just see how that goes. This one does. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I think like having the occasional short little game to play in between stuff is pretty nice as well. Oh, too much. I don't know what's about Star Wars minis that I just find them like weirdly infinitely more complicated than like a lot of the Warhammer stuff. Maybe it's just because like this guy's got like a lot going on. I can't like, parts of them look pretty good, but parts of them just like not feeling it. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not feeling it. Here. There we go. Full technology real. Let's see if I can get a little bit on the face. Also could get on the hood. A nice dark green brown. There we go. But yeah, I don't know what the actual gameplay of Goblin America is. I know it's first person. Like it could be an exploration game. I know what's it called? Because I played like one stream of it was the sequel to Cruelty Squad. I think it was like Psycho Patrol. It was like Psycho Patrol R. Like that was pretty neat. But like I think I missed like a quest trigger somewhere and I just did not know where to go. So like it could be mission based like that. It could be maybe my issue is that these just don't dry brush. Could be it. I could be trying to do too much with the dry brush. That's not too bad. I do rely on dry brushing a lot these days. That's probably what's going on there. I also think maybe like my brush is a little wet. Let's probably do some stuff on there. I'm curious if I was to put you on here. Ah, fuck. But if I put you on here, buddy, just kind of base it around what people could. That actually might be the way to go too, because then I could figure out like what are people actually seeing, but maybe not just quite yet. Cyberpunk the genre in 2026. That's one of those things that I don't know. Like, I like cyberpunk in like an abstract sense, but like I don't actively consume a lot of cyberpunk media or play a lot of cyberpunk games. Like I ran Cyberpunk Red before and had enjoyed it. And then, I've ran like Shadowrun stuff in the past, but Shadowrun is I don't know where you'd put like Shadowrun in the like grand scheme of. I know like it is cyberpunk, yes, but like a really fucking silly cyberpunk. Brightened up a little bit. His eyes are going to be in shroud forever, so I think that's probably fine. There we go. Yeah, it definitely is fantasy cyberpunk for sure. Yeah, I do like sponge stippling. I just think this guy doesn't have a lot of good areas for sponge stippling. I have been really big into sponges lately. Sponges have been really, really kind to me. Oh, he's got like a whole side thing I need to touch up. I just think they're neat, true. I could also, to be fair, I also could just like the streaking grime. Like, I've mostly moved to like not proper enamels. I basically kind of moved over to like dark, like enamel washes, but I did really like the way the streaking grime turned out on the orcs, and considering that rebels are also kind of like hanging out in the dirt all day, they probably wouldn't be a bad fit for it. I'm gonna leave you alone for now. Let you dry. So you on the base are pretty good to go. Oh yeah, I also need to do a different dirt color for the actual ground on him. I want to do the bases for the other Ewoks as well, but I have forgot, like, this was kind of like a like just a thing, like kind of a spur of the moment to even get them as far as they are. Like, so this is what their bases look like right now. This is like the very early stage that leads into something like this. Pork, use some mud texture, cover it with some like light sand in some areas, some stones. Like he forgore, maybe not quite, but more like he did not plan to eat his walks. Like, and like this guy's very funny because he's been just sitting unpainted for a while, so like the technique I've been using on him has changed since I was last like I definitely was not doing this muddy of a base until recently-ish. Like, I was debating the idea of going back and adding a little bit more mud, but I think it's like, his base has got enough going around that if the mud just doesn't manifest, I think he'll still be pretty fine. Like, a little bit on the edges as well, and then gotta go back to the head, because he's got, like, pretty over-exaggerated dark circles under the eyes, which I'm gonna get real quick. Ewoks have, hold on. Let me look at these Ewoks real quick. Okay, they do have kind of like a darker. Oh, sometimes they have a darker nose. I could take the black and also hit up his nose a little bit. There we go. Let that dry, and then also probably get the face as well. Are we like Yeah, oh no, Ewoks are kind of neat. Also, I do have the in the Ewok army, you can run Chewbacca with the ATST. So I do want to do that. I do want to do that. It is what I think is potential. Like I have the stuff for it. I just need to do that. Tweezers, I could do that. I also like these for sponges, like these little makeup sponges. That honestly probably gets there. Yeah, so like the Ewok list is called Bright Tree Village. It consists of who's all in there? You get Han Solo, Chewbacca. You can run Han Solo. Technically, you can run regular Chewbacca, but you won't because like you're gonna run the cool Chewbacca. Han Solo, Leia, C-3PO, some basic Rebel dudes, and then you can just run Ewok. Like, so Star Wars Legion has a very weird mercenary system where like what you can do is you can bring in like up to 2 mercenaries, and like some mercenaries will have like, oh, this works for like the Empire or Rebels, or this works for like the Galactic Republic, depending on the era. But then some mercenaries just don't have affiliation. Like they don't have like an army they can be brought in because they can only be brought in during a in like a special list. Like you cannot use Logray in a not Bright Tree Village list, but you can run Wicket. I don't know why you would. Nobody's running solo Wicket, but you can. It is a thing you can do. It's all Lucas trilogy. I have to assume that they know that like, hey, we are like, what's it called? The type of nerds who would play a Star Wars war game probably don't give a shit. I mean, they've used, like, there have been games, like Star Wars Destiny, and then even actually, this is not bad for sponging. But like some games, I know there's also a card game called Star Wars Unlimited that I know very little about. I know very little about the card game. That one might have some new stuff in there. I also like, and like they do have like Disney, like for context, here's fucking K2SO. And like I know he's not Lucas canon. I'm pretty sure that Rogue One came out during like Disney era. And yeah, you can run Grogu, but like if you like, there's no like Rey or Kylo. There's no First Order. It's just how it be, I guess. I think it's like at least for me, like legitimately, like what would you do? Like okay. Like outside of the main characters, like what would you realistically release for the new trilogy? Like, would you do Snoke? Oh yeah. I actually have Andor. He's right here. I'm doing like alt color scheme Andor because my rebels are gonna be foresty. So it's like okay. Let's say outside of Snoke and Phasma and whatever. Let's just mean in terms of like vehicles or like troopers. Do you just do stormtroopers, but First Order? Like, sure, is that what you do? Like, what do you do for the Resistance troops? They're just rebels. They're just rebels. You're just doing rebels again. They do have Cad Bane. You can run Cad Bane. He's one of those like weird mercenary guys that can be running a bunch of stuff, but Cad Bane does exist. Oh, that's right. I mean, it's not your job to have answers. This is a Disney problem, but like, for sure, yeah, they actually do straight up. They just don't have newer stuff in there, and I'm. Ooh. Well, best of luck on your injury rules, because that's always the saddest thing when you do really, really well, and then the injury rules show up, and it's just like, oh no, I got my shit murdered. I got my shit throttled. Another sponge. Yeah, basically everything pre-episode. Yeah, exactly. Actually, this is doing pretty nice. Maybe I was a little too harsh on like, oh, the like amount I'd be able to sponge on this bad boy. Yippee, let's go, let's go. But yeah, timeline-wise, yeah, exactly. And like they've not done anything with the Acolyte either, but that's also like a whole different era. I don't even know what they would do for that. So yeah, so basically, like if it was basically it's Disney canon in the first 6 episodes timelines. That's really about it for Legion. Like there's like a little wedge in there. I'm trying to figure out how to get like dark gray in there and some other stuff. Yeah, can't you run like Cad Bane as the leader in Maul's and Operative? I know that's a thing you can kind of do. I also do have so it's really stupid. So like I have the Shadow Collective box. I cannot find a Gar Saxon by himself, so I just printed out one. Because I'm not paying $50 to also get Rookcast and fucking Maul again. I have both of them. I bought the funky box. I bought the box with all of them in it. Fantasy Flight Games, why do you like this? I know that box is like not supposed to be like everybody's like entryway into there. But it's like, man, why do you like this? Oh, they're both up. Oh, he's also an operative. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Shatterpoint seems pretty cool. I typically don't play bigger scale games just because, like, I mean, like, scale-wise, just because I like to reuse my minis. I have to be prepared for the day that Star Wars Legion ever dies. All these guys are just going to become my very weird Imperial Guard regiment. Probably more likely my very weird Tau Empire army, but, like, you know, as one does. Here's your... You'll probably get some gray in there. So yeah, I do want to maybe pick up the Rebel box at some point, but like with 11th edition coming out, that's definitely like on the back burner at this red hot second. Like a little bit on the belt, I gotta figure out what to do with. Like a little bit on the belt, and the knee's probably good for me. I said I'm probably gonna... Maybe if I glue him now, and then just gotta really wedge his shit in there. If I glue him in there for now, and then try to glue him in there now, varnish him, and then do some streaking grime. Hey, let's go! Congrats on like not getting your shit wrecked. That's always inherently tricky. It's really funny in the Mordheim campaign. I'm doing really well, but no one's really pissed to fight me because every time we do a fight, nobody walks away with any real bad injuries. Fuck you, fit here. All right, there we go. Let's see, in terms of bullshit that I need to hit up, definitely that like little gray area here, which I can hit up. Yeah, Marie Kondo's like, don't talk to me or my sons ever again. Yeah. Can I even open it? Cool. Yep, I can still get into there. She's a Mint Mobile spokesperson. Really? I guess I'm not surprised. I think I mentioned before that Marie Kondo stopped doing the Marie Kondo method. She said something to the degree of like, oh, I have kids and I just can't really do that anymore. Like, it's just not feasible for a household with children. Which kind of made sense. I felt like every time Marie Kondo showed up to a place, it was always like a childless family. I think it might have been like one family that was like a full family. But yeah, that does not surprise me. Got like a little bit. Right there. All right, then Like a little bit up here. Yeah, I mean, as a childless borderline hoarder, I'm kind of the target audience. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's see. Get a little bit of that green and touch up the front, just a smidgen. Really? I thought you got at least one glory standard, but maybe you don't. It's been a while since I played. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see, there we go. Any other like real apparent scuff points? This is also just a thing too that like I'm okay if I can get this to like a pretty decent state. I'm okay with that at the very least. Yeah, I will say that the jeans actually looks pretty good on here. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little worried, but turns out Gabe knows his shit for color schemes. Also, Sicarius, thank you for the follow and welcome to the workshop. We are not doing 40k today, but hell yeah, let's go. Did like a little bit of gray sponge? I think I did. But yeah, I'm currently working on a Rebel guy. I will be going to ad breaks soon just because, fuck. There's a little bit under here I gotta get. Get any other little very obvious bits of scuff before I give it the grime. And so far I think we're good. All right, I'm gonna start an ad break. I'm gonna go varnish this guy. This should be pretty quick. BRB, wow. I actually need to hit the add button before I do anything. How you doing, Blanc? How you doing? And bye. All right, let's go. Wow. All right, we're back. Let's go. Yeah, so currently the guy is drying a little bit more, so I'm gonna give him some time while I work on some Ewoks. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, those like 30-minute kits are pretty legit. Oh shit! Speaking of which, let's do a little blind boxing for people who I mentioned earlier. I got this fucking thing. Yippee! All right, so let's find out what I got. Apparently, the one I want is my boy Kinger. I want Kinger, but like, you know, I'll take really any of these. See? There's one that's super rare. Oh, all right. Second layer packaging. Yippee. Ooh. I'm taking it off screen a little bit just because I don't know how shiny this thing is going to be. Get that crinkling noise. I have to pull out my hobby knife. Yeah, let me get a hobby knife. Get out my knife. Cutting it open. All right, drum roll. Bam! Oh shit! I got his wife. Let's go. I think she's like a somewhat spicy rare. Yeah, I got Queenie. Honestly, not bad. I'm cool. I'm cool with this. Yeah, they did like a whole like this is all the abstracted versions of all the characters. There we go. I am okay. No, I really like that. Kinger once again is my favorite character. I mean, oh yeah, the options. The box is reflective, but probably not a weight that's too bad. So it's like, yeah, you can get Palm, basically like main cast, plus Kane. Then you can get Queenie is like the 1 and 12, and then the 148 is the Froggy. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, let's again. Kinger's my boy. I'm aware that people are like, this is why I don't give a shit about blind boxes where it's like the rarity. I'm like, okay, fine. But where is it? But oh yeah, so Marie Kondo's thing was like, it's the basic idea is like, oh, if you don't actively like use something and you're just kind of holding on to it because like, oh, maybe I'll need it someday. Or like at one point I really like the idea of like, oh, you have this sweater and you're like, you used to love this sweater. You would wear it everywhere. It was your favorite sweater. But like, it's been like 5 years and you barely wear the sweater. Like you either like the style's not in or you grew out of it or it just doesn't like really fit you well anymore. Like it's, but you like, you know, you still have good memories of the sweater. So you keep the sweater around and then what is that? That is just baggage. Like that is just extra bullshit in your life. And that ways that could extend forever upwards into like, oh, you're doing the same thing for like, I don't know, like toys or maybe. Or like maybe you're doing that with like clothes or motorcycles or mail or whatever. Usually when it comes to like the mail stuff, it's just more like you just don't have a proper system to store it and put it away. So it's, I'm not like, I'm not like, also apparently I have to keep repainting this motherfuckers. I'm not like ride or die for Marie Kondo. I don't even necessarily like, I do think to a certain degree, like giving away shit does feel good. And like, for me, I find her fascinating because she is pretty much the polar opposite of my hobby. When it comes to mini painting, I've had projects that I've done many years later, like the orcs I did recently. Like if you saw like my Twitter on the Instagram or whatever, I've had those in a container for 5 years. And then one day a project came around and I needed them and I used them and that was cool. But that's also the exact fucking opposite of like everything she preaches because they did just take up space. Could I have used that space for like literally anything else for a while? Yeah, probably. Like if I never had those orcs around when I was working on Mordheim Warbands, would I have been actively sad? Probably not. Like, you know, sometimes that project was probably done just because I had a thing. But also it's like, that's not the only example. So I just find her neat because like, I'm sometimes fascinated by people who live in exact like opposite, like not in like a bad way. Like for people who are like really obnoxious and live an opposite life of me, that's not who I'm into. Like she seems like a relatively well-adjusted person. She's doing well for herself. She has a family. She shills like Mint Mobile. So it's not like she's doing anything wrong, but it's just like, that's just like a mindset that's just, like I said, totally alien to like everything to do with mini painting. And genuinely, like, you know, there is a reason why, like, a lot of times it's called the pile of shame. It's like, oh, you had too many ideas, or you were tricked by FOMO, or like you got models for an army that like the rules changed and then you didn't want it anymore and you just didn't finish the project, or you're like me and you bounce between projects a lot and you just don't finish a lot. Like I finish a decent amount of things, but I don't finish like all my shit. There's a lot of my shit I just don't finish. There's projects that you guys have seen me paint that I just haven't finished because like just the mood doesn't strike me, or like more likely it's that like another project is like activating my almonds harder. That's primarily it. Yeah. How you doing, Casual Maker? How you doing? How you doing? So that's basically the idea. She has a book that I think is a neat read because also it really goes into her like mindset on things. And I think even if you don't believe like her style of doing shit, has some nice tips, or even just like folding shirts and stuff. There's also a manga that's kind of fun, because it also turns into like a very low stakes romance manga. And I like me a good low stakes romance manga. Where it's just like, oh, it's just this lady who's just like, oh, my house is a fucking wreck and I'm feeling overwhelmed by it all. And then Marie Kondo just shows up as like an actual honest to God fairy. And like she gets all of her stuff put up and she's like, oh, you learned that this lady kind of just goes through boyfriends a lot because like she's one of those people that like she'll meet someone, she'll fall in love with them and then try to adapt her life to match them. Where it's like, oh, this guy's into painting, so I want to connect with him, so I also get into painting and stuff. But like, maybe he just cared more about painting than being in a relationship. So eventually, they broke up, and then you're like, well, I have all these painting supplies, and now that like creative spark of another person's gone, I'm not interested in this anymore. And that would just happen to her a bunch. How you doing, Strawberry? How you doing? Or I should say Possum. Call you by your legal name. How you doing? I was just introduced to the concept of American Hippo because we were talking about steampunk earlier. And I'm one of those people that like I don't have the hatred for steampunk in my heart. I just can't. But I grew up on places on the internet where like hating steampunk was just very common. Like, oh, it's just covered in cogs, it's bullshit, you know, but also the same places that's like, I love 40K skulls. Like, you know, that kind of like weird sort of hypocrisy going on there. I am fascinated by this new book though. The premise is wild and I'm very curious. But yeah, I'm currently working on some Star Wars Legion bullshit because I got it and I can. Your arm looking. I also got these guys too. These my local shop. Somebody was selling a heavy support squad with custom Iron Warriors bits. And I'm just going to paint them as word bearers because I don't give a shit. So I just swapped out one of their shoulder pads. Yeah, there we go. My local shop is insane. My shop. Oh, like Possum, have you seen Core Erebus? Let me show you Core Erebus. If you have not, I need to explain the lad because once again, his construction is just buck wild. Let me get a little bit of more Abaddon. Not Abaddon, like I need the Black Templar. Okay. So somebody at my local shop put this model and it ended up in the $3 bin. This is Core Pharaon with Erebus's head and Chaos Terminator arms. Everything about it is just weird. Yeah. Because, like, there's layers. I'll paint the head, like, a little bit real quick. It's fascinating to me because it's like, okay. That's like $80 worth of, like, maybe even like $100 at this point of like Forge World resin that you kit bashed, and then you made into like probably what I guess might be just like a Terminator captain. That's fine. Generic Chaos Lord, maybe. And like, okay, that's ballsy, but that's not too weird. Like, sure. But here's my thought process. Well, the thing is, like, objectively, no one just has spare Forge World bits. I guess some people do, but like having a whole ass Erebus is buck wild. But the best part was like, they basically did like a primer layer of this metallic color. I did not reprime it. I've just been painting over it. And then they sold it. They just sold it to my shop. And my shop didn't know what to do with it. They're like, I don't know what this is. And just put it in the $3 odds and ends bin. And then I found it. And I was like, oh, that's because like, I was not expecting to find this model. So I was like, oh yeah, that looks like a Forge World, like Word Bears guy. Okay, cool. I grabbed them and I'm like, wait, this is fucking Corpheiron. Oh, that's cool. But wait a minute. That's Erebus's head. That's Erebus's fucking head. Oh, I like, take a picture, show people at your LGS. It's buck wild. My shop has the best use bin. I got like 10 Chaos Raptors for like $25 that I want to convert into the Murder Wing. I got Aethon Sharn. Not that's not Aethon Sharn. This is the other Raven Guard guy for like $20. Shit just ends up there. Like, it's not even that thing where it's like, oh, this is no longer meta. Let's trade it in. Shit just ends up there, and I don't know how. Like, some people will just rock in like a whole Tau army, and I'm just like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna buy a whole Tau army. I don't pick up everything in there. I'm not quite that level of insane just yet. But it's like, how did this happen? What led to this? Again, like a little bit into K2SO's like folds, I guess. Yeah, I will never name my shop for privacy reasons, but my shop is insane. Insane positive. I need to do another dark brown on you. Which is also tricky because that means that like every time I go there, I'll see something in there and like with little puppy dog eyes, it stares back at me. And it was like, oh, Hal, take me home, please. It's so cold here in the shop. Oh, please. And then that's how I end up with like, it also had like a fucking Mark 3? I always get Mark 2 and 3 confused. Like a Mark 3 command squad for like $10. I'm like, what are you doing? What's happening here? I don't need the command squad, but sure. Like, all right. Why not? How you doing? How you doing, Professor Sapling? How you doing? How you doing? I believe you. I believe you need to have met a merchant first in order to do glory trading. I know some groups that just kind of like hand wave that away. Like if you just if like you and Joker and anyone else just wants to kind of like replace that. Some groups do that, but that's like getting into house rules. So like, you know, your mileage may vary. It really is. It's really buck wild. I love my shops. I love that shop for buying shit, and then I have like my club where I play at, and that's the place where like we have like a full like Mordheim board, and like people are running events, and that place is great. I live in a very nice area for actually playing games. I'm very lucky. But everyone, I mean, it's Wonder Woman doesn't really strike me as a Gooner series, though. I guess if your idea of Gooner is like, oh, look, woman, which I'm sure some people think that, but like, that like, I don't know. Mind you, I don't know what I know Absolute Wonder Woman's like kind of witchy in a way that like some people would be like, witchy Wonder Woman. All right, let's go. But like, I don't know. That's strange. That would be, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm like, are you just trying to get all the variant covers? That's not even that weird though. Like I used to be friends with somebody who ran a comic shop, and some people were just really into alternate alternate covers. Like that mind you, to me that doesn't sound too weird, but once again, like, yeah, that's just kind of how it was. let you dry a little bit. I think it's streaking grime time. Let's fucking party. Let me get this shit together. Zoom out. Alright, so we got the ATRT. I got my grime. Know how to do it kind of like out of the bucket this time, so I don't think I'm gonna need. I will need my mineral spirit. Let me clean the fuck out of this. How many mineral spirits? I mean, you know, if you're into it and that's your thing, like, yeah, collect every cover. Hell yeah. Because like I said, I feel like, mind you, my knowledge of American comics is very weak. But I have to imagine that, like, various, I need so many fucking sponges for this, I think. Maybe, it's a bigger model. Over sponge. Like, I feel like if you wanted to get in American comics for boner reasons, I feel like there's gotta be other series that cater a bit more to that, right? I have to assume. Freaking grind. Appropriate brush. Blow dryer. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, let's say again, I've really mostly moved on to like Villainy Inks or like AKA Interactive like enamel washes. But I do think for what is effectively going to be like a grimy, worn out vehicle. The fuck? Something with the varnish interacted with that. That's weird. That's probably fine. How you doing, Jason? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And how you doing, Jay? Again, if you do not know me, I'm Halbernot the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety. And today we be grimin'. Do a layer that's like covering, but like not super thick. It'll be interesting because typically for other stuff I've done with this, like the models have been much smaller. But yeah, I'm doing that. I can actually probably even do like a medium zoom. Let me do that. There we go. So yeah, this is that kind of reductive streaking grime technique where you put the grime on and then you eventually like let it dry like a wee bit, and then you go in and remove it with sponges. Oh god, I forgot how like this actually smells. Like most of the newer enamels I use are pretty like smell light. This is definitely got the stank. But yeah, what were you doing, yo? Oh, Master Duel. How was your games? How was your Yu-Gi-Oh? And I have not touched Master Duel in a hot minute. I was playing some abomination of a invoked Dogmatica. What was the third part? Invoked Dogmatica Shadol deck for a little bit, because I was like, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh archetype is Weather, but like I did not have the pieces for that, so I hoped to play what at the time was sort of a meta deck, so I could build up to get that, and that just didn't happen. You want a ton? Hell yeah. I'm assuming that you're being honest on that. I'm gonna root for you, even if you're not. It's fine. You don't have to admit anything. Get some of the grime on there. Various recesses and little bits and whatnot. I know technically like the optimal way to apply this is with an airbrush, but like it's tricky because like enamels on the airbrush requires you to clean the fuck out of it, or else it gets like dunked up. Also, and I've also not gotten my airbrush set up in my new place. Gonna guide us hard indeed. Alright. I'm gonna rinse this off a little bit, shut the lid, and blow dry it. Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. I've also kind of learned not to use this grime on the base, because I always find that when I use any sort of streaking grime sort of thing on the base, it just overpowers the fuck out of it. Just kind of come in with a sponge and just kind of like... You can just kind of come in and just begin rubbing some stuff off. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit too much. Luckily, I can always like reactivate it with mineral spirits if it gets too bad. But so far, I think we're doing pretty good. Also, God, this gets really, really, really messy really quick. That's why I keep a variety of sponges. I like these big fuck huge makeup sponges for just like, you know, max coverage. And then you have the little sponges for like getting like into the various things. I have to, from what I had to assume, I think it would be weird if they did not have a box this Christmas that didn't include like a cog fort. Do I have any tattoos? I have not. I'm not like opposed to tattoos. I just have not found any that I think would speak to me. And at this point, I'll probably like very likely not get any. Need to like add a little bit of mineral spirit there because he's getting a little, you know, getting a little scrunkly. I just go in there and reactivate that shit. And I like do it in like a, there we go. And the nice thing is I can always come back to like reactivate that if I need to. So that one's a little dirty. If I learned too much. Blow dry that he'd probably drink for. But yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time guesstimating what Games Workshop will actually do for a box on any given week. I mean, any like holiday. Because sometimes they'll just be like, ooh, this is like the best value you've ever seen. And other times they'll be like, fuck you. Here's your Demon Primarch, asshole. Do you already have Mortarion? Too bad. Here you go. So I'm just like, okay. It'd be like that sometimes. But continue to work on this. Basically, we're gonna finagle it with a sponge until everything like looks good. Like I don't mind like little bits of like the grime, the pool sometimes, but just like certain other areas, if the grime like doesn't pools too much, it kind of looks weird. Like Thradius Pen and get done. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's your body. You can do what you want with it. So like. There's a big thing. I think the walker and the legs are good. I think the big thing right now is I need to like reactivate the wash around the dude just a little bit. Like his some like right now I can't tell that his pants are blue. I can keep doing these like little thin stripping layers where I kind of bring back the blue. Ah, fuck. I can always kind of retouch that up as well. Put on there. Hair on the face is doing pretty good. Helmet's not doing too bad. Backpack could probably use a little bit more love. There we go. Thick. Oh, if you're going there, that very, very, very noticeable then. Also like a couple of these little areas where it's like I might go back into the grime. I think I need to go back into the grime a little bit. Just a little bit. Specifically for like back into here. Yeah, back into these like little like side areas where I just kind of missed it. More on some of the other areas. But Mama doesn't know, won't hurt her. I mean, yeah, it sounds like Mama would be quite aware, so. Your favorite? Oh yeah. I was about to say what's your favorite then, but yeah, if it's identifiable, yeah, fair. You don't have to say shit. Just using a little bit from the top of the container. Let's been blow drying a little bit. Let's get another thing. The crevices and stuff like around here is where like maybe. I'm perceiving. I do think it looks good when I take this and just kind of like streak it though. There we go. I'm also realizing I was probably almost like too touchy for a lot of the guy where it's like I'll definitely probably need to bring some highlights back because things are kind of getting a little a little dull for him. But also, like, if he was just, you know, he is like a guerrilla fighter. But at the end of the day, this isn't too bad. The metal bits I did earlier, like, they got really nicely stained though. I'm very happy with that. It's also, I keep running it, like, once again, this guy's just like, fuck you. Just like that, like these like little side bits just is kind of hard to reach. Oh, dude. Oh god, yeah, finger tattoos sound fucking awful. Like, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure they could look cool, but yeah, I have to imagine that's probably just like pure pain. Like, there's no way that doesn't hurt, like, because, like, I know, like, the closer you do to nerves, the more, like, agonizing you're gonna feel. Agonized you're gonna feel. Trust it's rough. Oh, do you got finger tats? Hell yeah. And mineral spirits. Also need to be a little careful, because, like, typically, like, it does dry a bit darker at the end of the day, so, like, the more I can kind of remove at this stage, even if it feels a little bright. Probably for the best. Rub it around the faceplate. Faceplate has like a little bit of extra gunk that, like, the more I can kind of like work at it. Oh, there we go, there we go. Finger tats, I'll stop. Stop, not dead. I feel like there's a pun there that I'm probably missing, but that's fine. That's fine. With the pain in the back. Oh god. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess like if it hurts that bad, the nerves are just gonna kind of go all the way through. Ooh. No, that does sound awful. So get a little bit of a rub there. Like I said, I think the guy himself is fine, but I really need to bring back some of the inherent coloration there. It's also one of those things that sometimes when I do this, like, enameling process, I have to go back in later and just kind of touch it from there. Fuck, every time. Like, all these little areas that just are, like, I mean, mind you, some of these areas are just going to be so out of the way that, like, there's no possible way that anyone would ever, like, notice them, I guess. Let's see. Hey, you though. Look at this handsome lad. He's gonna be. I don't think most Rebel lists actually run this guy, but like from what I was in, Legion's flexible enough that, like, even if I'm not shooting for like top meta, it's still probably going to be fine. It's still probably going to be all right. I think I actually removed too much. Yep. Here, even it out. The big thing is I accidentally cleared way too much, like, right there. Actually, if I can just do it like this, that kind of looks pretty good. On the ground really look like, yeah. So that's something too that, like, I do want to. I do really want to kind of get this guy. I have other things to make it look more foresty. Right now we're at, like, minimum forest. And I'll probably wait and, like, wait for everything to, like, dry. Maybe not fully, but maybe give it, like, roughly like a half an hour while I work on some of the Ewoks, and then I want to like pull out my big bag of basing material. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm okay with this. Let's chuck some of these. Keep some of this stuff around. I know that I'll need it because I'll probably. Like, this is one of those things, like I said, too, like, the more it dries, the more likely I'll probably go and touch it up a little bit. No, actually, hold on. Let's see. I wonder if this guy actually is out of state. This guy could actually probably use some grime, too. It's like the little bird bits are kind of already there. Yeah, fuck it. Let's ball. We already got the stuff out. And by we already got the stuff out, I mean I already put up some of the stuff. I have a slimy grime as well that I've not really used in a while. All right, let's be Gryman. This is gonna be significantly easier though, just because like it's also gonna be tricky too, because like the reason why a lot of people fell out of using streaking grime for things is because at some point like there was a formula change, and the colors are just not very consistent, which is what kind of left. Like I think like Grimdark Compendium's entire line is sort of based on that. Like at some point they're like, yeah, we made our own stuff just because we can't be assured that the colors we tell people to use for our tutorials are going to be accurate. And also, you know, a lot of them do like consistency on things, so I can feel them on that. It does suck when you're like, oh yeah, like this happens. Like I know G-Dubs does this a lot too, where they're like, oh yeah, here's this color, JK, the color's different now. Fuck you. We're Games Workshop. Places so faster. Oh, okay. So it's just so it really just kind of sounds like in general a fingered tat is just like a bad idea all around. Or at least you just have to kind of come. I guess you just probably have to come to terms with the fact that like, oh yeah, if I get a finger tat, it's not long for this world and like other sort of BS. Oh fuck, I forgot to do a proper dry brush for him too. I think this will still be fine though. Look, he's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, I might just come back later and just dry brush him and maybe do another layer of a tone. I guess I was about to say, like, you know, sometimes if you're not like sure on a tattoo, having a place that could kind of disappear could be fun, but also like no. If you go through the agony of tattoo on your fingers and then it's just gone, I think that's probably going to be like a morale blow. Your wedding rings tattooed on. Oh God. How did that work out? How did that work out for him? That's on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like I said, I probably was a little too greedy on that one. I jumped the gun a wee bit, but that's fine. That's Parkinson's stuff. Oh, damn. I'm glad they're still together, but fuck. That's unfortunate. Move my various bullshits now. Sponges can go over there. That gets thrown away. This one also gets thrown away. Bears or bear out of 10. I also like the time that my shop is doing our big like 15mm Horus Heresies coming up. Really gotta get those guys done. I did print out like a little chaplain though. Look how tiny he is. The chaplain's so small that actively an Ewok is pretty much like a, well, it's still shorter, but like not much. Yeah, the teddy bears are back in town. And they should be dried enough that I can actually do the proper dry brush now. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to dry brush them. And then after the dry brush, I was going to paint like the little, you know, they got their like little hoods. And those were the ones I'm going to like mix up the coloration stuff. Get a little bit more. What's that? It was like a drab brown. There we go. Some witches to do. I mean, to be fair, somebody who self-identifies as a witch and somebody who is a tattoo artist, I feel like the Venn diagram there is like pretty even. Like it's not quite a circle, but like maybe it's like a maybe just like an oval, like maybe just like a weird oval shape. I applied some new paint. Oh wait, too much, still too much. Fuck. Ah, fuck. Just launching them, and then after these are the only like actual Ewoks I own. I do also have a bunch of 3D prints, just because like the Ewok armies do require you to bring a ludicrous amount of stuff. Yeah, I mean it's not that. I guess it's not that weird. I mean, like a job is a job. But yeah, I guess it's gotta be strange, just because like I have to imagine that like if you're at a gay bar as a bartender, and like that's probably the most you're going to get hit on. you're in the position to get hit on. Which I mean, to be fair, that's true for like a lot of bartenders out there. So like nothing, like if you just don't give a shit, or like you can take it in stride, it's like that's probably not a bad place to work. Probably not a bad place to work. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is looking pretty good, and some good Ewok coloration on them. And we're missing an hour. Oh, that's just the work. I can't do that. Like anytime the guild is like, oh yeah, no, you have to work. Like I'm such a like 9 to 5 person when it comes to like a job that like if like, and even if they're like, hey, could you like stay like 5 more minutes to look at this? Like let's say if like, oh yeah, it's time to go. Oh yeah, before you go, you want to look at this like picture on my phone, and it's like 5:02. I'm like, kill me, get me out of here. I wish to leave. I need to be home. I know I don't want to be in here. It's stupid, but like legitimately, but like a whole hour is just like so fucking much. I'd be losing my shit. Miles say something. Yeah. Doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound great. So let me take a. Oh yeah, I did get water. I was super worried that when I did the when I did the grime, that I wouldn't be able to put any water on there. I don't get any water. It's like 3 minutes is very interesting because it's like not something that I like actively measure time with, like outside of VTubing. You get that little bit over there. That'll be fine. Or it's like yeah, you vaguely know in your head how long 3 minutes is, but like no, 3 minutes can go real fucking fast. 3 minutes can go real fucking fast if you're priming stuff. The glorious little murder bears. And all right. Let's see. Let's go back to Big Boy. Go back to Big Boy. How you looking, buddy? How you looking? Pretty good so far. There's like a very light sheen there that I'm not entirely sure if that's just like any like flashed off mineral spirits or what. Get like a little bit more on there. Get a little bit in there. The front I think is. I can kind of. Usually when it's in the state where it's like kind of partially dried, I can kind of fuck around with the pigments a bit more. I also have some like enamels that can do like rust effects that I'm debating using. Like especially because like the legs. I think the legs could definitely use them. Also like the way this interacted with the gray is really interesting. All right, so yeah, this guy's pretty good for now. Let's hold on. Let's zoom out. So let's go to medium tier at least. Let me grab my bag of basing bullshit. Basing bag. By bag, I mean like an entire fuck ass thing. Like a bucket. All right. That's what we want to do with the bucket. All right. How you doing, Harriet? How you doing? Welcome. I'm working on the lad. All right, let's start with some. So I got like a couple sticks that I think would be like a good fallen log. These have been baked in my oven for like 200 degrees for like quite a while. There we go. That, and then the little other one broke off. That should be good. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, where it's like the base is kind of in like a not super foresty look just yet. So the question is like, where do I want to put this? I don't want to cover the foot, but I could put it like here. Here maybe. It needs to kind of fit naturally though. I might need to go smaller. Yeah, something like that would be good. That's a good size. I'm gonna get a little bit of glue on there and just kind of glue it down. Glue that down a little bit. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right, so that's looking pretty good as just like a little floating twig bit. I think this still, I like the width of this. Now the question is, actually, you know what I got? Recently, I got these Pro Acryl snips. They are legit just like wire cutters. They're like way too strong for like sprues. But for just like breaking bullshit, they're kind of the perfect size. I'm putting this on my lap and I'm breaking my way through this fucking stick. Getting stick bullshit on my lap. The reason I'm doing it on my lap is because I don't know if this is going to go flying off into the void. I'd rather have it in like a controlled area. There we go. Oh god, there's... Need a vacuum real bad after this. Alright, so we got two smaller sticks now. This, there we go. Yeah, we could just have like a stick that, like, just like a little stuck out log thing. There we go. And do I want to use this? Come on, buddy. Blue? Blue? I think I might need to get another glue thing soon. That's fine. I glue that on there. Or with the reboot rump. Huh. Are they still... I don't know why my first thought was like, are they still keeping Ron Perlman? Like, the answer is definitely no, but like, part of me kind of wishes they would. That would be kind of funny. Also funny. Or I have newer glue, but I might need to run to the living room to grab it because I think I put it in my to-go bag. Yeah, I think this is dry now. Oh no, there we go. Okay, that's fine. That's getting glued in there. And do I want to do anything with this last little bit? Nah, probably not. I feel I accidentally also made them kind of follow the same path, which I don't know if that's like great visuals. Actually, hold on. This actually does have like a nice little bit where I could just kind of have it like here. Oh, okay, never mind. Hold on. Taking it back, taking it back. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah, I do have a replacement too. I do have a replacement thing. You lift the little fern right above it. Once again, like a thing you can do with these is, let's see, pop off the bottom. See if you can just kind of like grab that and like, yeah, how will you twist that to remove that? You can replace these. It's been a bit since I've done it, so I forget exactly what degree. I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think people know that you can actually like replace the tops on these. It's a little tricky to do so, especially if it's like stuck. I've done it before. Like this is like the third glue thing that this has had. This might be spent. I think I have to grip it and then like it's from the top. Yeah, sometimes if they're just like clog, but yeah, you can like remove the bottom and just kind of like replace it. It's something that they don't mention. I don't know if it's just like like big glue or what. Okay, let's get it to twist a little bit. Okay, I won't spend too much time because this is bad radio, but just letting you know you can do that. I will just throw away that one though. Actually, no, that's not true. I'll do it off stream. It's gonna be like a quick BRB. I'm just gonna go to the living room and grab my glue. Never mind. JK. I had some glue on a different table. All right, we're back. Yippee! Let's go. Nah, I thought I just need to go to the living room and grab some glue, and that was not the case. I have a fresh-ish thing of Wonder Glue. All my glue gets gunched up pretty quickly because I use it poorly. I glue like really right close to things that I probably shouldn't. Oh fuck, I popped that one up. There we go. All right, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. What else we got going on? Of course, is lying to you. It's fucked up. Let's see, what other? Okay, do I want to? I know sometimes it's good just to get that to be glued down, and then I could maybe apply a little bit of mud paste around it. Which I don't know how long that's gonna take to dry, but I can at least get some little bit of body. So yeah, I got the big thing of Vallejo thick mud, which I'm going to just apply to a couple of the areas around the trees. Oh god, getting my hands all crusty for this bullshit. All right, I use one of the. Basically, I use one of these. This is just like a like sculpting tool. You can see it's crusted the fuck up just because it's what I use for applying dirt. Gonna apply a little bit around there. Also act as some glue. I don't care if it's the color's slightly different from what's around it. I can always repaint that if need be. Big thing is I really just want to make sure that these little alcoves are just kind of covered up. This is always fun. This is the kind of stuff that I typically do off stream, but this is sort of my first real test of doing this style with forest terrain where I use a lot of real materials. It's they're going to require me to kind of blend them in a bit. There we go. Have to be careful. I mean, technically, if I get the mud on the ATRT, that's not the end of the world because, it is in the forest. There we go. Get some on there, and then also a little bit around here. I feel like I got a little bit of glue on my hands. I'm feeling it. Ugh. I just kind of assumed that most of my life I just have weird reptile hands just because all the super glue I use. It's just a cross I bear. This stuff takes forever to dry, but I'm really curious if I blow dry blast it, if this will kind of give me a little bit of extra, a bit less dry time. There we go. I can also just take a little bit too and just maybe just add a little bit of it just to kind of vary out the colors a bit. Oh, hold on. I accidentally had that behind my model. Yippee. A little bit on there. Maybe get smidgen on there. Big stage I'm debating. So the stuff that I saw originally for the kind of how to build this sort of terrain recommended using some strong tone. Basically do a wash. And I don't know if I actually want to wash it or not. Some wordplay. To be fair, it's sometimes it's just hard to there's a lot of people out there. It's really easy to get mixed up. I think what you did of double checking to be sure is good. I do think that is a good behavior. So hell yeah, let's go. Right, let me blow dry this fucker. I have the high setting that I want to use, but I know this is going to knock everything a million miles away. Little poke on there to flatten it out. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try a little one. I don't think I'm gonna. So I have never used strong tone before, the actual army painter strong tone wash. This might be worth testing. Just put a little bit on there. Just kind of see how it blends. I need a big dumb brush for this though. Isn't that fun thing if I reorganized all my... I don't know where everything is. There we go. Let's just use this brush, which did... I actually don't know if this brush got cleaned up when I did my stuff. I did my big alcohol bath for everything. Okay, I had a little bit of water here that wasn't too bad. Big thing I want to double check is like is to see kind of what that looks like on the like sticks and whatnot. A little bit to the mud, which got a little bit on there. I think this is going to kind of make the forest floor look a little, like, you know, darker and a little dirtier, which I think is going to be good. Like, did this motherfucker clog already? Yeah, once again, like, the assumption of, like, actor, probably not good person is, like, you know, a trend that happens enough that I can see why people just kind of, like, jump to that as a default assumption. Like, would not be too surprising. Like, if we did find out that, like, he was bad, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess. Still gotta be careful, but, like, understandable. Maybe a big project like this was maybe not the best first use of strong tone, but we'll find out. And then after that, we gotta start adding the various grasses and, I have all the grasses and little, not algae's the wrong word. Like little, like, mosses and whatnot. So there we go. It is looking more foresty, though. So it is looking a little bit more foresty, though, which is good. And like, also, I can actually kind of also even blend the dirt around a bit with it, which is kind of nice. Maybe get it. Actually, yeah, this is probably a good opportunity to actually use a little bit that's on here to just kind of coat the feet. Add a little bit of a mud sheen there. Gonna fuck up this brush quite a bit, though. How you doing, Luggy? How you doing? How you doing? I am currently working on my ATRT and getting it all jazzed up. Guy on the thing is looking pretty good. It's really shiny, which I don't think is gonna... I think it's still kind of drying, so we'll find out. So, how you doing, Sarka? Welcome, welcome, welcome. To make some dirt to make it look dirty. True. Big if true and true. Grass. Usually I use like the army painter, but my shop had a bunch of grass from this place called Gamer Grass, which I kind of liked for this because like the Gamer Grass. So like army painter grass isn't bad. We're talking about Ron Perlman. How you doing, Surgeman? How you doing? How you doing? Like the army painter grass isn't bad, and I've used it before, but this actually I kind of like that this has a bit more like organic patterning to it. I'm gonna like add it. So typically add some glue here because you know the sticky things on these are not great. There we go. Just add a couple little splotches on this, sort of wherever. It's a funny green hair creature. Hey, it's me. I'm funny green hair creature. How you doing? How you doing? If you did not know me already, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf, miniature painting Vtuber of the Nurgle's Game Variety. Today, I'm doing Star Wars. I'm doing a Star War. So we're currently at that stage where I'm trying to get the base all looking nice. So I'm adding little bits of grass to it. Grass is turning out pretty good. What does Hal do? I paint rats, which I have been painting. I'm debating if I want to paint more rats on Sunday, because I do have some guys I need for Mordheim to get done. So like I might do that. I might paint some rats. Oh yeah, like this one. This one is like a really weird like L shape, which is kind of neat. Some grass there. Looking a bit more foresty. Still looking a bit more foresty. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh yeah, that's like the nothing personnel like librarian, right? I do like that guy's design. It's pretty fun. Yeah. I'm hoping I can get a copy of 11th edition, the box. I probably not, just because I missed out on the pre-order stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. So I got some. I don't know what the. This is like a type of like flock stuff. This is more like train material, but like I thought this would be kind of neat for like little like moss little shrubs, I guess. I figure like with a foresty base like this, that the more greenery and variety I add, the more kind of like real it's going to feel. So I can kind of put that there. I should probably put another one. I feel like that little clump that was already there, just kind of like it's angle like that little bit doesn't feel natural. So I just need to maybe add like one more chunk in there. Yeah, something like that maybe. There we go. Oh shit, looks like we got ad break. So see you guys in like 3 minutes. Wow. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Yippee! All right, all right, all right. Let's add a little bit more greenery to this bad boy. A little bit right here. I'm debating how much I like this like green kind of like mossy material. Like, it's not too bad, and it's got like this big. I have to assume that this is just painted sponge. I have to imagine that like the base material of this is just like a sponge that's been painted a little bit. I wonder if it's just like, there we go. Like that just split into two perfect balls. Fuck. If it turns out that I don't like the way this looks, worst case I can always just like not use this for other ones, which is not too bad. And birds get rescued by salamanders. Hell yeah, let's go. We did a big thing for making like a custom Space Marine chapter like the other week, so we're doing basically it's going to be kind of funky Raven Guard with some like they're real big on like procuring gear on site, sort of like Metal Gear style. So they just show up and then they just like grab whatever's available, and they will use like Xenos weaponry and whatnot against the enemy, just because like they find it fun to do so. There we go. Let's use that for now. So assuming this Saturday, I think Saturday's when the 11th box goes for sale. Assuming I'm able to get a hold of some, I definitely want to get started on that. Worst case, I have some guys that I'm currently stripping paint from the Leviathan box that I still need to do something with. That going on. Actual moss. I got lichen. There we go. I have this bag of like preserved lichen for like 1,000,000 years. There we go. I have all this. I have all this bullshit. I don't know how much I want to use. If it even will look good. It's just on there now. Nope, it's just in there. All right. Oh, it shreds really easy. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, probably. I guess maybe might not use this. Yeah, I don't think I'm feeling this one. I have so that's just lichen. I do have some like actual moss. It's called super moss, which I got from there we go, some more bag opening noises. Honestly, hey, pro tip for people who are into wargaming. Buy your basing material from Michael's. You'll get so much more. You'll get like bags of rocks for like incredibly cheap. But this isn't too bad. This is actually kind of nice. Gotta pick the right bits that look good here. There we go. I'm gonna be honest, I very rarely name my guys for campaigns. It's just something I just don't really particularly do. It's always like something that I mean to do, and I just kind of forget and put it off forever. That's true. You don't have to sterilize it. I mean, if you have stuff locally, I mean, homemade is always going to be best in terms of like value and variety. But I mean, going I mean, there's some stuff like grass stuff you can't like those like little like terrain grass things you can't really get at like a Michael's. But like if you're buying like those like $7 like bags of rocks at your LGS, for $2 more you'll get significantly more at a Michael's or your craft store of choice. I just say Michael's just because like they're kind of the big chain, at least where I'm at. Maybe that's a doxing thing, I don't know, but that is true. You have the fabric paint I needed. I mean, yeah, fair. Usually I don't go to Michael's looking for anything specific. That's also where I got these little ferns too, though. Is that like right here-ish? Dungeon Crawler Carl. I don't know. I had a friend of mine try to describe it to me, and it sounds like for me personally, it's like the exact opposite of everything I enjoy. So I'm just like, oh, all this doesn't sound good. But like, I know a lot of people like it, and like my friend was really enthusiastic about it. I'm just like, yeah, I can't. It's not. I am not the target audience for that. It's like add just more and more like little bundles. See, I hate isekai. Well, not hate. I'm not a big fan just because like isekai, mind you, Western isekai is like a whole different thing where it's just doesn't really have like the same connotations and traditions and whatnot. But for me, isekai just tends to drown out a lot of traditional fantasy stuff that I enjoy. So we got like a little bit in there. We got a little bit in there. I had tweezers at one point. I think tweezers would have been really helpful for this project. I just cannot find them. I think like right in the middle is where I could add like just like a smidge more. Like maybe just like rip this little bundle up. I guess I do got this. And something to hide foot support on Mordheim we got coming in. I mean, for Mordheim, like, I mean, you know, like dirt and debris, really just rocks of different sizes would do pretty well for that. There we go. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. All right, so we got like a pretty, maybe something around here actually. Hold on. It's still wet, a little bit. I still need to just like glue it back. Fuck, hold on. Come on. It held. I need tweezers. I need tweezers so bad. It held like the perfect position for like 3 seconds. There we go. Actually, I don't know about that. I think if I just do... Yeah, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Some bricks are... Oh, yeah, corpses would be pretty good. Something you could also do, too, because a lot of Mordheim is just effectively looting. You could just have, like, maybe, like, some, like, you know, like, crates or, like kind of, like supplies, bags. You could do quite a bit. You could do quite a bit to cover some feet stuff. You have it kind of like creeping up. How you doing, Lord of Bones? How you doing? Just keeps improving, indeed. All right, so yeah, there we go. I'm reasonably happy with this. I think eventually I'm gonna find more like. I think another thing I want to do too is I need to wait for this to dry a little bit. I want to apply some of that strong tone. I think just like a wash. To kind of because like some of the colors are kind of all over the place in this, but I think getting maybe just like a little wash on there would be pretty good. But right now what I want to do is I'm going to paint the rim black just because like that's sort of like what a fetish model to me looks like. Gladiator miniature painted. Hell yeah, let's go. I cannot speak. I've painted too many Ewoks. I've lost the ability to do anything but Yub Nub. Amanda Knight is Yub Nubs. Oh god. I said that as a joke, and then immediately my body had like a allergic reaction to it. I'm dying. So I'm getting a different blackout right now, just because the other one I was using also just like a little. Still like a little shine component there, which I'm a little worried about, but I also think another matte varnish layer might just kind of like kind of like tone that down a bit. I also had to, oh, I'm so sad. The brush that used to be like my default, like this is my workhorse brush. I will use this forever. Like my Redgrass Games one. It finally reached a point. Actually, no, it's kind of back now. Maybe it was just kind of feeling floppy earlier, but still kind of fucked up. It's still kind of fucked up. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty, like, I think the pilot I got a little lazy on towards the end. He doesn't look too bad, and I think once it stops being as shiny, I think it's gonna look. How some I need it? Weird. I wonder if that's like another like weird varnish reaction thing. I might need to paint the rim like a brown. But yeah, I think he's definitely looking pretty solid overall. So these, I still can't get over these like notched bases. Like they make sense for the gameplay, but it's still weird. Like they just visually look strange. Like I don't have anything else in my entire collection that has the same basing principle. About like you basically have like a little notch in there, so that way you can use little movement rulers that are meant for like smaller bases. I guess they do kind of lend like the, because like I said, I think this is all Star Wars Legion. I don't know if maybe like Shatterpoint or like Marvel Crisis Protocol uses it. I guess they're made by the same people though, so like there's that design language carries over. I guess it does kind of visually be like, ah, yes, this is a Star Wars mini. Like even if you for some reason did not recognize like the Star Warsy things, like that part still stays pretty tight. Yeah, I think I definitely need to like hit up the edge of this. It's like I painted this brown. It should not be this light when compared to the black. Like it was like a dark brown. That's all good. I mean that's just more I can touch up and paint. That's not a big deal. Oh, and then the lad is looking good. Hell yeah. Clone Wars. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely feels a lot more cartoony. Yeah, I know like some models you could like hear like. There's a part of me is like, I know he would be gigantic, but before I decided to say fuck it and just got a 3D print Gar Saxon, I was like, I could actually just what's it called? I could actually just like use the Shatterpoint one, and it probably wouldn't be that noticeable. I eventually changed my mind on that, but like, eh. You know what was really bad though? I actually managed to get one. I bought a Gar Saxon via like I found an LGS that was like selling them for like $30, which was about like safe price. And then they did the thing that like their online order portal uses that like shop thing or whatever. And I saw like exactly like a snake, sort of snake eater. But anyway, I don't know. I did that dumb joke, but like I ordered it through that, and like I've done that before, and I was like, man, it's taken a while for this to ship over, and apparently the order either I botched it or like their orders can't be done on like you can use Shopify to like to put in the order, but you can't get it shipped. My order is trapped as a pickup order, and I've tried to contact them and been like, hey, this was put in wrong. I would still like this. I'll pay for shipping. And then I've heard nothing. So somewhere out there, there's a Gar Saxon that is just floating out there, just waiting for me to pick him up. And I would, but it's in like a state that's crazy far away. Like I'm not driving like double-digit hours to pick up a piece of plastic. You know, he's trapped in LGS purgatory. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could do the credit card refund thing. Might still try to, maybe I'll reach out again. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out. Part of me is just kind of like, whatever. I would almost, I'd almost rather just tank the fee and just be like, this is stupid, but like, this is probably legitimately like a my bad thing. I will bear the blame. Yes, we got Andor and his legs. That's the big thing is I think like K2SO can be done pretty quickly. I need to look up because like some parts of them need to be metal. Let's see, let me look at them. But otherwise is contrast like what's it called? The contrast Dark Templars did really well for him. Let's see, K2SO Legion. Okay, so the gist seems to be He's got like, apparently he's got like gold in his arm joints. Okay, there we go. This is just a picture of him as reference. I do like Kate. Like, I don't remember him a lot from Rogue One. I do like his design. I do like K2S's design a lot. Okay, so he's like pretty. He's got like a wildly different chest here. Okay, so basically I can just slip like little metal bits into the joints, and that will probably be it. Okay, that's easy. That's easy enough to do. He's got like a couple little servo bits. I could maybe use the marker, but I feel like the marker is like too big for this. I'll just use this aluminum and just kind of get some of the interior bits. Oh yeah, he did say that. Oh fuck, hold on. Oh no. So my mouse pad is a magic playmat, and I just got a bunch of silver paint on it. To be fair, it's not one that I actively use. This is just like my dedicated one for this bullshit. And tragic. Like so many paper towels on my lap, I gotta get the shit together. Got the joint area. That's what the big thing I need to do is probably do like use a little bit of like a maybe some like gray sponging on some of the raised areas. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Also, apparently, lots of little bits I just totally missed as well. So this would be nice. This is like a nice, easy model to do. It's a shame that you can only bring him if you use Cassian Andor, and you can't. And from what I understand, Cassian Andor does best as a character upgrade these days, which is a shame. Like I see, because like I'm at that point where it's like I usually just see what other people do for their list, because like the way I do a lot of new war games, it's like, well, I don't want to be like, my list needs to be overpowered. I must crush it all times. But I'm like, I want to generally see what other people are doing and just figure out kind of from there, like the rhythm of the game. And it does seem like it's not like Cassian Andor is used for like every rebel list, but it does seem like if he's being used as like a funky little upgrade. Little metal gut bits. Get the nubbin. Look at you, buddy. This also guy's probably not gonna need like a little metal neck. Let me look at you. This is also like the weird thing when I'm like doing like cannon models. I'm like, oh yeah, I can actually like look how this fucker looks. I like doing my OC do not steal. I mean, I guess I could paint him, however. There's technically like if I wanted to do like green K2SO. I think it's tricky for him though, just because I like his base design a lot. Yeah, that's something we kind of noticed too. I mean, the relevant thing for like smaller stuff is just like to have like easy access for cover, because if not, range attacks will just fuck someone's shit up. But yeah, if you want them to be like, oh, these are trenches you have to navigate, I think like 3 inches is probably the way to go. My groups have always used them more, like I said, just like a fun way of doing cover. Like I think ours are even like an inch tall for that reason. This little fucking bits. Also, how you doing, the Bone Zone? How you doing? You're painting a K2SO? Oh, hell yeah, let's go. My big thing today was working on the this guy. It was still kind of drying, and then I probably need to do some like touch-up bits. But yeah, while he's has some of the like the stuff on his base drying, I'm working on my K2SO just because I got him, you know. It's a good model. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, the Bone Zone? Let's see. There he is. He's got all these like fucky little joints. I gotta. I guess it's like there's like metal a little bit there, and then I have to do the gold on the rim. Or not, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if the goal on the rim is necessarily worth it, but we'll find out. Oh yeah, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, probably, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on what type of game you want for your trenches, so it probably wouldn't hurt. I will say at the end of the day, if you did decide to do like a couple of funky trenches like around that size, it would still probably look pretty good. It'd give you a little bit more gameplay variety, so like I don't see why not. Scout troopers, hell yeah, let's go. I am in an interesting spot where like I had previously tried to get into Legion via the 2-player starter box and some weird odds and ends, and what's it called? I'm trying to paint as much of what I already have before I decide to say fuck it and pick up like a starter box proper. Oh, you know, it'd actually be got some like bronze color, so I think it would actually kind of fuck. Oh no, I did that thing where I cleaned up all my paint. I don't know where shit is. My bronze, fuck. There we go. But yeah, if he's just like an awkward spot, that because I do like his add-on rules where it's like, okay, you're doing like a secret mission, whatever, and then like you flip over the card and you just go into like hand-to-hand mode. I'm like, that's really cool thematically. I think that's like a really sick like set of abilities for an upgrade. Like that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, you know what? Okay, maybe that is the strength of this game, having like so many rules tied to like named characters that you can do fun shit like that. But then I'm also like, but I want to run my OC Do Not Steals. Yeah, okay, yeah, this bronze looks pretty. No, there's a lot of him. I'm gonna have to like retouch up with some black, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm seeing if I can get enough stuff painted first before I'm like, well, I'll pick up the Rebel box and then maybe pick up some of the like. Probably I think I might actually do Clan Ren if I decide to do that, because it seems like really you only need 2 Clan Ren boxes, and I feel like you could take the named characters and with enough kit bashing just convert them into like the Mandalorian operatives. So that's kind of my current plan at the moment. Maybe, I mean, once again, the whole 11th edition 40k box is going to be like the biggest thing I need to like worry about project wise right now. I need to make the Rust Vultures real, but still. Oh, okay. So someone tries to like super snipe me. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting fucking basement to watch. To like. My knowledge of Pancreas is very tertiary. Like it's mostly him interacting with people I know and like the Acceptable Losses podcast. Seems like a fun dude. Seems like a fun dude to watch the prequel stuff though, for sure, especially. Yeah. So I will likely be doing the Rebel box at some point, probably. At some point. I mean, because like I also have like enough stuff for Ewoks. Like mind you, 3D printing a lot of Ewoks, but like I got the Chewie on the ATST and whatnot because like I have a weird affinity for Ewoks. I just find the fact that they're both like marketable, like one of the first instances of trying to make a marketable plushie, but also that they're just like violent murder bears. And Grievous with sunscreen. Fuck yeah, let's go. I appreciate that. I don't have any like fictional characters where I go that ape shit, and I kind of wish I did. I kind of wish I did. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. Yeah, Pinker seems like an interesting guy based on my knowledge, where it's like, oh, he seems like a cool, chill guy, and then every now and then he's like, man, I wish I could turn my foreskin into a hang glider and fly directly into the mouth of like Goku's mom, and I'm just like, all right, living your best life, living your best life. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, for context, he's like Pinker's no work is like a. He's a lore guy. He does 40k, but he's kind of also big into like Star Wars and BattleTech. And how's it doing, Lady Doombot? Welcome everybody. Oh, I hope you didn't hear me trying to do a Pancreas impression. How's it going, everybody? If you do not know me, I'm Halbernot, the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle's game variety. How you doing? How you doing, Lady Doombot? How you doing, Dino Fan? What are you working on? How you doing, Methelian? How you doing? Iamanos. Ugh. How you doing? Hi Die. How you doing? Hey Skippy. How you doing? How you doing? Shadow Raven and Salaskin. And there we go. Doing some Tyranids. Hell yeah, let's go. Right now I'm working on K2SO, but that's not really what I'm working on. He's the little fun bonus. The main thing I'm working on is this. My AT RT. There we go. I was like, what the fuck is this called? I think it's actually dried enough that I can do what I wanted to do. And I want to like, so I've been using a lot of like basing materials from Michaels, and they look pretty good, but I definitely need to like tone them down a bit. So I'm going to be using a little bit of watered down strong tone from Army Painter, and just see what happens if I just go like, see what happens if I can use that to kind of like, just kind of like dull it down a little bit. That's getting hella caught in the stuff. How you doing, Mittens? And how you doing, CEO? How you doing? No, this is for Legion. This is for Legion. Oh yeah, get your scout speeders though. Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. But yeah. This is Shatterpoint seems neat, but like I'm more of like a, I don't know, it's weird. I've never really played that or like Marvel Crisis Protocol, but like both of them seem potentially pretty neat. Strong Tone's doing a good job of kind of like evening this out a bit. Yeah, I feel like it's been a bit. How you been doing? How you been doing? I've been working on all kinds of bullshit, preparing for 11th edition, like everyone else, as one does. Which is fun. I mean, I'm preparing to get the minis. I don't know realistically. I'm still mostly a 3rd edition player. So like realistically, will I give a shit about the rules changes? Probably not, but like, find out. We'll find out. I would like to at least use my Chaos Knights once. I have a whole Chaos Knight army that I've not gotten to actually hit the table just because like we'll either play 3rd edition or we play like OPR stuff where they just don't really like. They probably work fine-ish, but the amount of points you get for Chaos Knights last time I checked OPR, not a lot. You really did not get a lot, so it's like it felt kind of weird. Like, oh, I guess I can bring my army and not use any of it, I guess. I can actually kind of use this to kind of like tweak it a little bit. Yeah, little guy. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Getting the medals. Hell yeah. I have yet to enter a proper mini painting competition. One day I would like to, just to do it. The saddest thing is I nearly did. I nearly entered one of the OPR ones back in the day, but like I was trying to do the big Rat Titan, and they're like, okay, the contest ends on this date. And I was like, oh, cool, okay. And what I did not realize is that they made, what's it called? Oh my God. When they say it ends on this date, they meant at like 3 p.m. and not like at midnight like I would have expected. So, alas. Oh, sexy snake lady. Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. I bet you'll paint her up real good. Paint me up like one of your French snakes. Okay, so yeah, the strong tone is definitely making this less crazy bright. This is my first time doing like a proper foresty base. So this has been pretty good so far. Get a little bit into here, get that taken care of. Like there's still some little bright bits. I don't need to totally eliminate it. I just don't need it to be like jarring, like borderline artificial bright. The big thing I need to do is get that rim. Get that fucking rim. But yeah, for context too, a lot of there's a guy in my local group who's like, I got a full separatist army ready to go. Just get some minis, hell. Don't say the fucking word. Because he used to play it pretty hardcore, and then just like, I don't know what happened. I think he just like moved or something like that. So, let me go through this edge, because I clearly did not get this edge painted enough. We get this shit going. There we go. And he's still really shiny. I shook it up pretty good, but maybe I didn't shake it up enough. This is always the tricky thing that like I've moved mostly just to typical enamel washes, but I've been kind of going back to streaking grime for some of these like more actively dirty things. it's possible that he just needed like a lot more. Like up in there, I guess. His base has like a very thin layer of cork on it. Mostly just because like so this has like it's split into like different firing arcs because firing arcs matter for vehicles and Legion. And maybe having a fully tricked out base was like not a great idea, but I don't give a shit. I'm not exactly like entering tournaments anytime soon. Which so that's A-okay with me. But yeah, also, if anyone has any questions about the shit I'm painting or just me in general or whatever war games, I like war games. Yeah, we do like a sexy snake lady. I haven't painted any though, weirdly enough. I guess I don't really collect the Daughters of Cain though, so I guess I don't really got that army in any real shape or form. I do have one. I think like every now and then people will just give me their minis, like not a huge amount, but like a couple. So Star Wars Legions is one of those games that has one of those like proprietary movements things. Star Wars, I heart. None. But yeah, it's instead of having like you move inches, you have like a little movement ruler thing. I can. Oh, I know where to grab it. It's behind me. Let me get this layer on the edge, and I'll pull out the measurement stick and I'll show you. It's not bad. It's like one of those things that like I'm torn because it technically means that like if you want to be like. I don't know how like competitive, sweaty Star Wars Legion is, but you know, I do know some people play it kind of competitive. And like it does minimize those kind of like, well, how much did you actually move, or like those like 9.1 inch charge kind of things. It does cut that down a bit, but it also means you kind of have to buy it. Their starter boxes are good deals, mind you, but you do kind of have to buy one at some point to get the stuff. Yeah. So it's got like a front firing arc, and I feel like that doesn't matter too much for this guy. All right, so let me grab one. Hold on. I've also like done the same thing for my ATST, so that's fine. It's fine. I got all like my Star Wars Legion like dice and whatnot in a bag that I just leave behind me. No. Hello. Oh yeah, this is like one of the little. Let me get a smaller one. Yeah. So yeah, this is like one of the little movement sticks. This is size 1, I believe. So yeah, it's got like a little flexible bend, and if you're running like your Johnny Walk, yeah, you can just be okay. I move 1, so you just move here and you put it here. Yeah, exactly. It's one of these. So mine might be a little hard to wedge into. That gets in there. So yeah, that's what you do for vehicles, just because like their bases are bigger. Yeah, I feel like if somebody was going to shoot the AT-ST in the back, they'll know. They'll know if they're in the back. It's fine. If not, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Be like, sure, you're in the back, whatever. I will lose more games if my minis look better. I don't give a shit. Style over substance, baby. At least it's just in terms of minis. In there, a little bit more strong tone, just like there. Oh, it looks like okay. Fuck, that dirt's still kind of drying. Yeah, exactly. I'm a like I play war game pretty well. why did I phrase it like that? But like at the end of the day, I want my minis to look good, so I'll make a little sacrifice there if need be. Where that streaking grab just didn't go. Let's go. Hell yeah! I feel you kind of got to. I feel like that makes a lot of sense to put them on one of those kind of bases. All right. Do I want to glue K2SO to his base? Yes. Probably actually. Well, let me do like a quick little, maybe just like a quick little stone gray dry brush. He's also going to be on the, like, I'm basically probably going to put every single rebel on like an indoor base. Because like, it looks cool. That's stone wall gray. Hell yeah. Because, and I probably will do like a deserty base for, like I still got my Shadow Collective guys. I don't know how much I'm going to be using them these days, but like, I got them. It's a shame that I keep looking at, it's a shame that I keep looking at like my pikes, which are really cool, but they really kind of suck unless you do Shadow Collective. I'm sure maybe there's like some other like I'm still looking at lists to put them into while I'm like building models. I'm like, well, I could technically run the pikes in like a very early stage. I can't imagine it's any good, but like I could, so, you know. True, yeah. Naboo or Geonosis makes sense. I guess if you went to like the Clone Wars kind of stuff, like the cartoon, the 3D show, though, you could probably get like a pretty good variety. Let's see. There we go. Him. All right, let's let him dry a little bit. How are the bears going? Got my Ewok collection. Yeah, I guess I can start painting their little hoods. Hey, how you doing, Nelson? How you doing? I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, like, it's hard to beat the 2D. It's really hard to beat the 2D Clone Wars because it's just amazing. It's great. You make Grievous look scary. You got Funky Worms Man, whose name escapes me at the moment. Okay, so that's okay. So they're not totally useless in a Rebel list then. Hey, how you doing, Nelson? It turns out the Star Wars war game is kind of cool, and I actually have some of the minis, so I've been painting those up. Got my ATRT, which is just kind of drying. So I need to like. He's too shiny. I probably need to do like another matte coating on there. Nothing crazy though. It's kind of interesting because I feel like he used to have like a better reputation. Am I crazy, or did people used to like Filoni stuff a lot more? I guess it's when the comparison was between that and like whatever Disney was doing, like mainline Disney. So like I'm not sure when that changed, but maybe it was always like that. I've been very out of modern Star Wars for a while. I have been because unfortunately I had to get Comcast. I also now have Disney Plus, so part of me is just like really curious to finally get like Andor and like the Mandalorian and whatnot. But like, it's even doing that has been kind of like low priority compared to all my other bullshit I need to watch. Hey, look at you. Yeah, because like he didn't so like I'm vaguely aware of it. Didn't he create like a weird alternate wolf dimension so he can make Ahsoka live? I know like Ahsoka's like his like special most beautiful girl that like he loves forever and will kind of do like whatever to keep her going. So like I'm vaguely aware that he would do like weird, strange canon bullshit because of that. But also it's been like a million years. Was that Rebels? I don't know. I barely watched Rebels. There was just like a while where like me and a buddy of mine were just working our way through like the 3D Clone Wars, and like I think we did a little bit of Rebels, and like I just once again Rebels was just aimed at a younger audience, so even though it had like lore, like I just couldn't get into it. Career Live's always the worst choice. I got you. Fair point. I don't know. The thing that I've been weirdly craving is just to like. There's part of me that wants us to take the Star Wars TRPGs and just make my own era. Just basically make something that has no connection to canon whatsoever. Okay, can't you also like attach their capo to them too when they become like less likely to fold over? Like you could just use the capo as an upgrade. Like I would just kind of like to take all the elements that I like and just like don't have to worry about. Just like don't worry about any bullshit I don't like. Like that'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know what would make the cut necessarily, but like that could be cool. I do think like generally most of the like at least the Fantasy Flight Games ones are pretty solid. The Saga edition was all right. I mean, it's probably like the best 3.5 derivative system Wizards of the Coast made, but like the bar on that is not particularly high. I love 3.5 for like nostalgic reasons, but it's a broken system. More bravery to search for no order. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah. Learning the Surge stuff has been kind of weird because I feel like the phrasing, like I think for the most part, the game is written very technically well, but every now and then, like, I would get snagged on just like the whole order pool system. I think was like it works, and I don't think it's bad. But I remember like reading the rule book. I'm like, I feel like you could have written this in a way that felt less obtuse. It was like very, 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 very strange writing. Oh, we got one little Ewok who's not nearly done. I'm probably going to give them... Yeah, that took a bit too. Yeah, just like the Surge versus having like Surge built in versus the Surge token. Mind you, a lot of this is just because I'm new to the game, so like I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm also not gonna play yet. I don't know when I'll actually play. And I do have my friend who has the game, so I think the big thing is I need to at least build 1,000 points. I had like a really jank list kicking around somewhere. That was just like the contents of the Rebel box, and then like some other bullshit. I'll need to look at that list again. Maybe I'll post that in the Discord so Minidao, you can look at it and just see how terrible it's going to be. It's probably fine though. It's probably fine. Oh, okay. The snack came later on the game. Okay. Ah, I got you. Yeah, I know, because like I originally had, like I said, I had the old not shitty. I once again, I guess I hate the material that the minis were made out of, like that like weird rubbery plastic that I'm glad they've switched away from. But yeah, I don't think I got particularly far in like actually, because like there was like a weird period of time where I was like, okay, I like painting minis. I don't think I'm realistically going to ever play at my shop. Which in hindsight is fucking crazy town, because I live in like a really good area for wargaming. I purposely sat out of primo wargaming until I just found a guy in the local Discord who was like, hey, legitimately the reason I got back into wargaming is someone was like, hey, anyone want to play Turnip? And I was like, hey, I know this is like a month and a half later, but you still want to play Turnip? And he's like, yeah. And then now I have a whole group. It's funny how that works out. But at the time I was just like, oh, maybe I'll build some minis for different war games, and someday one of them will manifest into a group. And it turns out Turnip was what worked. Yeah, friend obtained. And yeah, now he's the guy who's running. Oh god, they got orange, but I didn't want it. That's fine. He's the guy running my group's local Mordheim campaign. That's been neat. My rats have been doing good. So apparently everyone but me has been suffering terrible losses. So I've actually been able to build up to like 15 models. Mind you, a lot of my models are giant rats, and I think I'm at the point where I'm like, I might be fucking myself over with the amount of giant rats I have, but at least for these early games, they're kind of like helping me out. So I should be able just to like slowly, like as the rats die, I will just replace them with the, what's it called? The novices. I also really want a rat ogre. I really want a rat ogre. That's something that I'm very curious about, because like a lot of the big dudes, mind you, a lot of the big dudes in Mordheim have like 3 wounds. So they're pretty hard to take down, but it's like, yeah, no, if they die, you just roll, you just roll like normal bitch saves. Like I know some places basically give like big units like hero saves. But yeah, core rules, no, they just fucking eat shit and die. Yeah, that kind of happens too. My thing is I got a reputation for being scary at war games. They're not like he's like that guy, but he's like, oh no, Hal's gonna wreck shit. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a reputation I want, for sure. Yeah, let me show you my rat ogre. Him. This is the Vevictus rat ogre. My plan is I'm gonna cut off the arm, and basically anywhere there's like the kind of like the mechanical stuff. I like the mechanical part of Skaven, but I'm doing pestilence. I'm doing all biological, baby. You're very pointy. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and basically I'm gonna cut off his arm and replace it with tumors, which is a fun thing to say. I like getting to say that. Let's see, we got orange, green. I'm debating how many colors I want to mix into this. Like, because like a lot of the Ewoks are pretty like. Maybe let me move K2S. So I don't really need him anymore. I kind of get the gist. Oh, these guys are all just kind of all orange. I could have just did that. I could have just made them all orange. I'll stick to 3. I'll do orange, red, and green. There we go. That's fine. That's whatever. Well, I will use that just to kind of have like a couple, because I'm going to Ewok like fur color for squad, so like there's probably going to be like a grayer squad and maybe like a black squad, like kind of like black fur, and then oh god, I have so many fucking squads. I think a Bright Tree army uses like 3 slingers and maybe like 3 spear. It's been a while. I had a list pulled up for like what's like a good ratio for those guys, and it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. There's so goddamn many. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'll 3D print the Ewoks. It's fine. I do think my 3D printed Ewoks are cool. Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, those are giant. Yeah, I should probably shrink these a little bit. I only recently got these guys out of storage. These are, I mean, these like, the thing is like, these are like good sized against like other Legion models. I actually think, weirdly enough, actually this is probably fine. Here's the thing. So like, this is generic Ewok. Let me put this up. And this is low gray. Low gray's a fucking monster compared to a regular Ewok. Like, I don't know if it's because he's like the hero unit and needs to be like bigger. It's like if I compare this, actually, like these guys are like stouter, but they're not that bad. I might just, I mean, I already printed them out. I might just stick with it anyway. Yeah, I think the problem is that all the base Ewoks are just Ewoklets. Oh, we give you a rules rundown. Hell yeah, let's go. I'll maybe post it at some point. Maybe do it at some point. Probably K2SO is probably like, oh shit, that's nearly time. That's true. Yeah, I guess he was a big boy. Fair. Maybe that's intentional. So I guess I could like, you know, I didn't spend that much resin printing my Ewoks, so I could just like, I could just redo those. Unless Fantasy Flight Games, you want to send me like 30 Ewoks, haha. No. It is funny. It does seem like, so like, it definitely seems like there's a couple of people that have like pretty good connections, like to like, and get like midis and stuff early. Which, to be fair though, like it seems like a lot of these people do a lot of like basically like their entire channel's content is Star Wars Legion. Like I think it's like Grey Squadron Gaming and some other stuff. So like they as far as I can tell, my little bits that I've peeked into the community, they seem to get like pretty active, like early, like basically like that kind of like thing you can get if you're like, I will never get this because I say fuck too much, but like if you're in good graces with G-Dubs, they'll send you like the Armageddon box for free like a month and a half in advance, so you can like paint all your dudes and do all your tutorials and stuff. Now, I won't do that because I will call James Workshop a bitch, even if I like some of their stuff. Slingers. Okay, that sounds about what I think I've generally seen, something like that. Yeah, I can't naked Dogeza for merch. Nah, I'm too much of a rebel. not Star Wars rebel, but like, I don't know, a dork. I'm still just a dork. Something like this isn't too bad. And then let's get some green. Wait, this is like the trap dude, I think. I actually don't even think I have a base ready for him. I know, right? How you doing, Shadow? How you doing? Welcome. I'm painting the little murder bears because, I guess I could be working on Cassian Andor right now. It's fine. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, thank you for my nerd glasses. Oh, I needed these so I could talk about Star Wars. Star Wars more like Star Wars compared to Star Trek: The Lower Decks. I have no idea if the Lower Decks is any good. I just hear that name mentioned a bunch, so I just brought it up. Fake Trekkie, for real. I mean, like the only Star Trek I've ever really gotten into is Deep Space Nine, which is fun, but like it's kind of an atypical Star Trek anyway. I did like Deep Space Nine. There we go. But yeah, okay, that would make sense then. If as a melee unit, that is also something that's kind of fun about the Star Wars games. Is like because so much of its range, like melee units just feel weird, and like that you think that'd be like a downside, but I think it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun where you're like, yeah, most things have a gun, and that gun can fire. Because like even like the default rebel dudes are like, yeah, they got a gun, they can fire at close range, or they can fire it like sort of far away. It's like, no, these guys got fucking spears. They will stab you, but they have to close in. And same with the Ewok, not Ewok, the fucking Wookiee guys. Like, I guess you can do ranged Wookiees, but like, why? I'm sure we'll find out that the ranged ones are actually the correct choice these days. That's the reason why I like whenever I get into a new war game, I have to look up all the like the bullshit online because I'm like, what if I get the wrong? Like what if I pick the wrong upgrades for my fucking my Wookiees? I don't want to get new Wookiees. I need to double check for that. Like if there's like a thing that like you can't leave melee or whatever. From what I've seen generally, and I'm sure Mididao can correct me on this, a lot of melee attacks have better dice. Like they have a better colored die, which makes them a bit more accurate. So I think it's one of those things you're trading in safety with like just big number. And then also too, if it does have charge, which is a special rule, you do get double attacks, or you get like double dice more or less, something like that. Once again, I am no expert. Snooze that. Let me snooze those ads. Getting a little bit on Cassian Andor. Is he ready for glued to a base? Probably not. No, I need to get his jacket and his gooch and a bunch of other bullshit. He's getting there though. He's getting there. God, the arms. I wish I could sub-assembly more on these, but based on my experience, that if I don't, they'll have like horrible arm gaps. So I've kind of done them as single piece models. Oh, okay. So if I was to get like a bunch of Ewoks next to like a really fast model, I can just kind of clog it up. So like, well, that's cool then. Okay, that's neat. Because that's generally what I've seen. It seems like for Bright Tree Village is you hit all the objectives early, you give them so many models to kill, and meanwhile, Chewie on the AT-ST just fucking murders everyone because he's a ludicrous model. Like it's like one of those things where it's like, well, you can only run them in this list, and like Ewoks don't hit real well, and like Han Solo and Leia are fine, and then C-3PO. Oh, they just fucking drive off. That makes sense. That makes sense. That tracks. Yeah. Dealing with vehicles kind of seems like, because like I'm used to looking at Rebels where there's not a lot of vehicles. I remember the other day I was looking at the Galactic Republic stuff, and I was like, oh, these vehicles seem like I know they have a lot of those like the weak spot in the rear and whatnot, but I'm just like, fucking hell. This is a lot of armor 5 and a lot of dangerous guns, and they're not that expensive. But like I said, yeah, I'm sure the upside, like I think you can also get like thermal detonators and stuff to deal with vehicles if you really want to. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but like I know that's kind of an option. All right, I think with that we're at a good spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and take us to the chatting screen. Wow. All right, there we go. Thanks for coming, everybody. I had a lot of fun. The ATRT I don't think is quite done yet, but is definitely like pretty solid. I'm feeling pretty good with it. Schedule wise, so on Thursday I will be playing the Enna Dream Barbecue because I'm very curious about it. And then depending on how long I feel like fucking around that game afterwards, I'll probably play Goblin America. And we'll figure out if that's going to be a longer thing or not. Then on Sunday, I don't know what I'm painting. Maybe the Chaos Lord. Maybe by then I'll have some Rust Vultures ready to go. Depending on my luck on Saturday, we'll find out. But yeah, everybody on the YouTube side, I'm going to cut you loose. So bye, YouTube people. Bye-bye. And who